Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zach Roslovic, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to something.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
Edmonton Sports Talk Boxing Day specials. Get them only on Boxing Day, only here at Edmonton Sports Talk. First of all, great deals on used LeBron James bobbleheads, straight from the office of our CEO, Dustin Nielsen. These are bobbleheads in near mint condition. They've only been handled thousands of times by Dustin Nielsen. Plus, great deals on pizza crusts, all of them made by Joaquin Gage, specially curated out of the waste disposal system by yours truly. And how about this? Limited time only, Coop the Corgi authentic hairballs. You've seen him walking around the office. You love him. He's the official Corgi of Edmonton Sports Talk. We have Coop the Corgi authentic hairballs. And from the files for our Boxing Day specials, old limericks. Yes, find all the ones that we rejected because they weren't well written enough to be read on air. And very, very special deal on uneaten vegetables straight off Dustin Nielsen's dinner plate. We got uneaten carrots. We got uneaten red peppers. We got tons of broccoli. These are uneaten and not touched and nearly mold-free. Boxing Day here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Just some of... What's that? Sorry, hang on. Oh, really? Okay. All of them? Like there's not even any cauliflower left off those plates? No? I thought we had a lot. Oh, okay. Sorry, those are all sold out. Boxing Day specials at EST are all sold out. My bad. Forget about those. How you doing, everybody? Christmas week here at Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Reid Wilkins. Jason Milne is off today and tomorrow, enjoying Christmas festivities with his family. Thanks to Matthew Awana, who sat in for me on Thursday and Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun over the next couple of days. We have some great Christmas stuff to discuss. We're going to visit with some old friends. Many of you, especially if you were here when a lot of these guys were on TSN 1260, are going to remember the name Marc Majeau. He's now with the MCTV Podcast. He's going to join me in studio in about an hour. It'll be great to catch up with Marc. He's a great broadcaster, great guy. So we'll talk with him. Of course, we'll go over the Oilers' victory last night against the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll look ahead to tomorrow's game against the Calgary Flames, final game before Christmas for your Edmonton Oilers. Tomorrow, I want to remind you, we got our regular 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. full day here on EST. Then at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, Tom Gazzola takes over the stream with the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show, 7 o'clock game, and then Tom's on after the game as well to break it down. I want to tease what's coming up tomorrow on the show because it's going to be pretty fun, and it would not surprise me if this is something that's going to happen probably once a year here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Montreal Alouettes center, local guy, former U of A Golden Bear, Justin Lawrence, is going to do the entire show with me. He did that last year. Coob, I think you were here for that. And he's a frequent guest on the show, very outgoing guy, very passionate guy, loves football, loves telling stories. He's really good. We've already been texting back and forth. He's already getting prepared for tomorrow. He's booked a guest for tomorrow. Davis Alexander is going to join us, the red hot young QB for the Montreal Alouettes. So that's the guy that Justin is snapping the ball to all season long. So that's going to be on the show tomorrow. So that'll be a lot of fun. Of course, we're getting you ready for the Oilers and the Flames and all that fun stuff. So no Jay today. I apologize to the members of the Glue Crew. And I know a lot of people tuned in just to see Jay, but you're stuck with me today. Zach Kubish is here. Koob, how are you, my young friend?
I'm doing great. I'm doing better now hearing that Justin Lawrence is going to be on the show tomorrow. I was so happy when he came in studio the previous time we were at our old offices, but he brought his Grey Cup rings in, and I got to wear them. I got a picture with his rings as well. Didn't feel I deserved to wear them, but he was very kind and generous to let me put them on. They are heavy, but he was great for that. So that'll be for sure an SD-worthy performance.
He'll be really good. All right. I'm happy to hear from you, of course. First of all, you can text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You know the phone number, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring $5.25 drinks. That's available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. Probably don't email Jay today because I won't see it, and he's probably not sitting there checking his email. So Reid, R-E-I-D, at edmontonsportstalk.com. If you'd like to chat with me, but more importantly with each other, then use the good old nasty chat on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk. And also, if you have not already done so, give this show a thumb up. Click the thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, let's see if we can get over 100 here, rolling into Christmas. Also, Hernan Salas, he's going to pop in a few minutes to have some joyful conversation, and I want to get Hernan to weigh in on the off-topic topic, which I'm going to get into in a few minutes. I want to show something off here. So if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see them. If you're on an audio stream, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, I'll describe what I'm looking at. So we have a great, relatively new partner here at EST, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta. So they dropped off some shirts today. So I'm holding up here a gray long sleeve shirt, and it's kind of a drawing of the Joker. Or did you want to take these, Coop? Sure. Yeah, Coop's going to hold them close to the camera. So it's kind of like the Joker. Is that the Heath Ledger Joker, or is that just a Joker?
I think that's a Heath Ledger.
There's been a lot of Jokers over the years. Jack Nicholson was the Joker. Who else? Jared Leto? What's his name? Who else was the Joker? Was there even a newer Joker than that?
I know Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. I didn't know Jay Leto. Is that the one that you're Jay Leno's the host.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Jay Leno's a late night talk show host and a comedian.
Well, I'm the Joker. Jeez.
All right. Did you actually think Jay Leno played the Joker?
No. I was like, I was confused for a second. So yeah, Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill.
Well, Mark Hamill voices the Joker in the Batman animated series. Well, Sid Caesar was the old Joker, I think, in the original TV show.
And Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, of course, Joaquin Phoenix from the two newer movies. Now, I don't think there was a Joker in The Batman with, was it Robert Pattinson that played the young Batman? I think he was voiced at the end. Was it Barry Keoghan? That I don't know how to say to that Irish actor that maybe was going to be the Joker in that series. Anyway, and then this is pretty awesome. So this is a T-shirt here, and it's kind of got a 1950s looking gentleman in a suit and tie with the fedora on, and he has a little piece of, a rather large kind of piece of paper in the brim of his hat that says EST Live. He has the old school microphone with kind of the grooves in it. And it says Chet Palmer on it. This is near and dear to my heart. And Chet Palmer will be, what's that, Coop?
It's a great one.
Chet Palmer will be making an appearance here, his daily appearance, doing the afternoon headlines for the Bear in a few minutes. So these are courtesy Little Buckaroo Design, dropped off earlier today. This Chet Palmer T-shirt, well, I mean, the other one's great, but to me, this one's next level.
That one stands out.
Well, this would probably be one of my famous Christmas gifts, most favorite Christmas gifts of all time.
That's exactly what I thought Chet Palmer would look like, too. He's got the old school microphone and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine Chet Palmer looking like.
So I'll be wearing that shirt in the near future. So that's pretty cool. I feel, so thanks to Little Buckaroo Design for those. So I feel, Coob, it's interesting because I am the second oldest employee here at Edmonton Sports Talk. So, it's interesting. I mean, you're a pup. Basically,
I am. I'm the youngest one.
We got 3 guys in their 20s or 4.
You, me, Trev, and Benny.
And Benny.
Yeah.
So a few minutes ago, shortly before the show, I introduced Benny to something from my youth, and I think I have now got him addicted.
And what was that?
Super Mario, the game.
The game? He's
the side
never
scroller.
Played it before?
I don't know if he'd played it before. He might have played a 3D version on Wii or something like that. I showed him the classic side scroller, and he was quite stunned that when he lost his third life, that was the end of it.
That's the game.
That's the game. You now start over.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably going to be spending a few hours. I found a walkthrough for him.
Oh.
It's 8 worlds with 4 levels per world. I myself have never come anywhere near finishing that game. I don't have the dexterity or the patience.
Do you know what worlds you've gotten to? Like the furthest that you've made it in one Super Mario Bros?
No idea.
No. And it's the original one. It's not the second or third one.
We have 2 and 3. It's on our video game machine, of course.
The third one's with the flying squirrel mascot, right? Or
Sure.
I think so.
I'll take your word for it.
You could pick up the power up and you could fly as Mario. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, this is the basic one where you get the flower, where you get the mushroom and you grow big, and the flower gives you firepower and you can get extra lives, stuff like that.
Yeah. I was never good at that game. I don't think I've made it past level 3.
Yeah, Ben made it to World 1-3. And then he ran into a little bit of trouble.
It's a good start. Well, you have to work for it.
I think he'll be spending a lot of time at that machine. Nugent Options in the Nasty Chat says, I've wrapped them all, LOL. Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would have played these as kids, either at their local arcade, maybe Laser Video in Evansburg or elsewhere, or had them on their Nintendo Entertainment System or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and played some Super Mario. But I introduced Ben to that. Now, I asked Ben, now maybe you know this, Coop, because you're of this ilk as well. What was the what's the hot video game this Christmas? Ben was like, I don't know if there is one. I was like, is there Call of Duty or Fortnite or Sugarland or Swipeville or anything like that, or
the big games.
Jack Frost Volume 8, Tony Hawk skateboarding in the snow, NHL 2027, something like that.
Yeah, well, the big game out right now, I think, is one called Arc Raiders. It's a computer game. I'm a big computer gamer, but I mean, besides that, there's some sales on right now. Maybe you can get an NHL 26, which is the most recent one, came out in October. But other than that, there's no like marquee games that are headlining what should be a Christmas gift for kiddos. Maybe some in Fortnite, you could buy things inside of the game. Like they added Kim Kardashian to Fortnite.
Of course.
They have everyone in there. They might even have Chet Palmer in there one day. That would be exciting.
You can text 780-218-9999, River Crew Resort and Casino Inbox. Dirty Don says, who was the Joker in the Adam West Batman series? I think that was Sid Caesar. Somebody mentioned that. Andrew the accountant says, Reid, I was watching the Minnesota Frost game this weekend, and they have a player whose last name is Buchbinder, and the broadcast was pronouncing it as Bookbinder. Just thought you would enjoy that.
Well, it's not an entirely common name, but I do enjoy hearing that. When the Minnesota Frost hit the frosty ice, perhaps I shall bind a book of their young team history, early memories for future generations to look back upon.
All right. I appreciate that. I did not know that. So now I know. All right. We better do. Oh, yeah, we better do it right now. It's the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. That's a feel-good story for Connor Ingram, backstopping the Oilers to a win over Vegas. And Captain Connie scores another beauty. Hey, Art Ross, 97 is coming for you. The Maple Leafs are having a tough go. Just one win in the last 2 weeks. Someone check on Coach Berube. He has so much steam coming out of his ears, he looks like the kettle Tom left on the stove. The Horseshoes need a win in the Monday Nighter. I wonder if old man Rivers can get the ball down the field. His arm is limper than the spaghetti special my brother-in-law ordered at the track. Also, spaghetti special, the horse he bet on to win in the 5th. I'm Chet Palmer.
All right.
I mean, you got to go with it, right? If it's the dish there, like he bet on him to be the 5th.
No, he bet on him in the 5th. He bet on him to win the 5th race. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wonder what some of the other names were, but
I don't know. But if we ever have an EST racehorse, we'll name him Spaghetti Special.
That's a good one.
I suppose.
Now, I wonder if Chet ever covered Art Ross during his journalist days.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. When he was coaching.
So, in all seriousness, Halsey once played for me What year was it? I don't remember the exact year. But Brian Hall had a tape of him doing a phone-in from the Toronto Maple Leafs dressing room, I think after the 1965 Stanley Cup final. I think. It was one of the ones the Leafs... Like, this might shock some people. The Maple Leafs actually used to win the Stanley Cup quite regularly. I'm just double check because they won 3 in a row in the 60s, right? They won in the Maple Leafs won in 62. Oh, okay, maybe it was 63 because I seem to remember that in this clip he was saying that they've won their second straight Stanley Cup. So they won in 62, 63, 64, and then in 67. So I think it was from one of the 3 in a row. And I can't remember where he had this, but he played it for me. And it was Brian Hall calling in like a voicer after the Leafs won the Stanley Cup to whatever station he was with at the time. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's some history there. And to have that, because, I mean, you told me about, having to load up the tapes and everything like that. Like, obviously, everything's digital now, but to try and hold on to artifacts, I guess it would be an artifact at this point. Like, that is phenomenal that he still had that recording of him phoning in. That's awesome, actually.
So anyway, that was the side note there from the current Maple Leafs not looking so good. I saw this story here on a few local websites. I have the Edmonton Journal site open here today. The headline says, Sherwood Park Mall Santa booted after scolding beard-pulling child. It says a Sherwood Park Mall Santa, I should give credit to the person who wrote it, Jackie Carmichael. A Sherwood Park Mall Santa was replaced Saturday after slapping the hand of a little boy who tugged his beard. Sherwood Park Mall issued a statement after the incident saying it contracts with Cherry Hill, an international event and photography company, for vetted Santa services. The mall memo says, we offer sincere apologies to the little boy and his family. The individual involved in this situation has removed from our program and will not return. So apparently there was video of this that apparently has been taken down from, I don't know where it was. I don't care that much. The toddler appeared to be reaching up to tug on Santa's very real beard. Santa's white glove hand pushed the hand away from the beard and then slapped the curled fingers and wagged a gloved forefinger in a no gesture. So anyway, that happened. Now, I'm sure there'll be many opinions on this. That's not necessarily why I'm here. We're not here for that specifically, but that's where I got the idea for our off-topic topic, which we love doing every day. It's presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. I want to know about your relationship or lack of one with mall Santas. So that's one of the signs of Christmas. The Visit Santa display, the little maze you got to walk through to go sit with Santa and tell him what you want for Christmas. That's like, well, it must be the Christmas season. And, Santa's, it's crazy, right? Because you can be at West Edmonton Mall at 2 p.m. and then go to Kingsway. It's like, oh, wow, he's here. Like, how is he everywhere I am? Now, I want to know, when you were a kid, were you excited to see the mall Santa? Would you go sit on Santa's knee? Did you think, okay, this is Santa. I'm gonna tell him what the deal is, that I want the latest Intellivision cartridge for Christmas. I want a new bike, whatever. I got to go tell him. Or were you perhaps fearful or just didn't want to go through with it? And now if you're a parent, do your kids go to the mall Santas? Is it something you encourage? Is it something you tolerate? Is it something you discourage? I don't know. I'm going to tell you this, and this will probably surprise no one. I had no interest in seeing the mall Santa. Okay? My brain was too logical. I figured out the Santa thing pretty early, like before I was even in grade 1. Okay? So this was never something that I wanted to do. I did it once because I was with my parents and we were in some room it was like some toy store and they had a Santa and we were the only ones in there and we were like leaving and Santa's like, do you want to come talk to Santa, little boy? And I was like, okay, just to humor you, whoever the heck you are. And I was like, yeah, what's going on? And then he was like, okay. And I said, yeah, leave me alone. No, I don't.
No. Do you remember what you asked for?
No, I didn't care. I didn't care. Man. So I had no interest in mall Santas when I was a kid. And that was it.
Well, I was the exact opposite. Seeing good old Jolly St. Nick was one of my favorite parts of the Christmas season. And I'm too old to go sit on Santa's lap now. I almost wish I could, but I always went every single year. It was on the checklist to go get that done. And my mom and I would always go down there and, take the bus to Southgate Mall, and I'd go sit in the line to sit on Santa's lap. And I remember one year, I didn't know my best friend was going to come see Santa at the same time I was, but I ran into my best friend, so I got to hang out with him in the lineup, and then we took pictures afterwards. I have pictures of me and my brother and my parents on Santa's lap and hanging out with good old Jolly St. Nick. And I always asked him for something for Christmas. But
now, at what point did this become something you wouldn't do anymore?
Probably when I was like 8 or 9.
Okay,
I would say
decent age. If you would have said 14 or 15, I may have removed you from the studio.
I
may have had you removed.
Well, I went last year.
I may have called security.
Well, it's like I went trick-or-treating when I was a bit older, but, going to ask, for sit on Santa's lap and ask him for presents. When I was 8 or 9, I stopped doing that. I still sent him letters for a couple of years after that, and we'd, I guess,
What's
chat.
the postal code again?
HOHOHO.
Soby Kirk says, me and friends still get together to get a picture with Santa every year. We've been going to Bass Pro Shops. We are all in our 40s.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's where Santa.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, is most free.
There a Santa? There's a lot of Santa at fishing stores.
Yeah, fishing stores. Yeah. Maybe Cabela's. There might be Santa there as
well.
What
would you like, little boy?
Oh, I
want a 45-pound trout.
Are there trout that big? I don't even know. There's a side off topic. What's the biggest trout you could possibly catch?
Biggest one I caught was a little rainbow trout. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a 10-pounder.
You know why they call them rainbow trout? Because if you follow them upstream, they lead you to a pot of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true.
All right. So
I want to know your, did you go to Mall Santas? Do your kids go? But what's it like now? Has it changed over the years? I don't know. I was at Kingsway Thursday and Friday. I don't even remember seeing a Santa setup. But maybe I wasn't in the right part of the mall. And plus, he's not there all day. I mean, you can't expect Santa to work all day.
He's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy, still making all the toys and doing all that type of stuff. So you can chime in on that if you like. Have some fun with it. You're going to hear from Connor Ingram. You're going to hear from Kris Knoblauch as we move along through the afternoon. Hernan Salas coming up in a few minutes. We will have Jay's play of the day, even though Jay is off today. And Marc Majeau, an alum of TSN 1260, is going to join us right here in studio. It'll be awesome to catch up with him. Here's a sports update with the Coop.
NHL action. There's 4 games tonight. Vancouver and Philly match up. The Kings and Blue Jackets meet. The Blues and Lightning go at it while Seattle visits Anaheim. And for the Kraken, Brandon Montour is out a month after undergoing hand surgery. The 31-year-old has missed the past 2 games after leaving early in Seattle's contest last Tuesday against Colorado. In Carolina, Jacob Slavin, Seth Jarvis are both week-to-week with upper body injuries, each playing their last game Friday against the Panthers. And from Indianapolis, It's the Colts and 49ers going at it. Phillip Rivers starting for the Colts. Brock Purdy for San Fran. Kickoff for that one goes at 6:15. Meanwhile, ESPN has reported that Gardner Minshew of the Chiefs did not tear his ACL after leaving Kansas City's game against Tennessee yesterday. And out west, it's Luka Doncic day-to-day for the Lakers. He exited Saturday's game at halftime against the Clippers with a left calf injury. And tonight, there's 7 games with Utah and Denver hitting the hardwood. The Warriors and Magic dueling while the Mavericks and Pelicans clash. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Hernan Salas, host of EST Afternoons, checks in on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
2 guys and a goalie.
They have 7 defensemen from last time. Say Parayko or Harley are out, and Schaefer could be there for the experience, and you know he's going to be on the next Olympic team, and Bush can be there. If something happens to McCarr, you slide Bush in.
I'm okay with it.
No, I'm still kind of surprised he's even in that conversation now at this point. But I think the only reason that he would be if McCarr gets hurt.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
From our Sentinel Storage family to yours, wishing you and those you love a wonderful holiday season. A new year filled with an abundance of great health, much laughter, successes that make you smile and delight, and to be surrounded by people and places that make you the happiest.
Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Jason Milne is off today and tomorrow. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. TVs everywhere. Ice cold drinks and nonstop action. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. It has been an honor to become friends with this man over the last year and 4 months. Hernan Salas is here from EST Afternoons. What's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for making time for me to do the show. You're working overtime.
It's for you anything.
Well, thanks. Well, I'll remember that. The Oilers, I looked something up today.
Okay.
I actually did a little bit of work.
Nice.
A small amount.
It's the holidays.
The Oilers have not had a 3-game winning streak this season, right?
Yes, correct.
What game are we at now for them? They've played, what are we at here? I've totally lost my standings page. 37 games. The longest they've gone into a season without a 3-game winning streak is 55 games. It's happened twice.
Really?
In 1999-2000, they won 3 games in a row from February 2nd to 10th. So those were games 53 to 55. In 91-92, they won games 53 to 58. They had a 6-game winning streak, but really game 55 was the 3-game winning streak.
Really?
So on 2 occasions, it's taken them 55 games to win 3 in a row. Will we get that this year?
That's a good question.
Probably.
I'm surprised it's not more because of the decade of dark.
So was I.
Yeah.
Because there was, because I looked up that the last time it took them, it was about a week and a half ago, I gave Tom that stat.
Yeah.
That the last time it took them 33 games was, I think, 18-19. But yeah, looking back through the decade of darkness, I mean, there was a lot of losing, but, there was, 3 games. It's not that impossible.
No.
And even one of the years they missed the playoffs, I think they won 6 in a row one year, and they never took this long to win 3 in a row. So that's a random side note that means nothing, but you can impress your friends with it.
I think Gager said on our show today that they're going to do it. No, I think Tom said that he can see them winning their next 5 straight.
So like right now?
Yeah.
So
4 more.
Calgary twice, Winnipeg, and then Boston. Well, the rest of the games in 2025.
Yeah. I said they'd go 3-1 in their next 4. I think they split Calgary, but I think they beat Winnipeg and Boston.
Well, Winnipeg,
they stink.
They got to get it going, just like how the Oilers had to get it going.
Yeah, but they're like I think they're 1 point up on last place in the NHL. They're at 33 points. They came back from 3-0 yesterday, a good third period, but they lost 15 seconds into overtime. And I tuned in to some of their post-game shows, and everybody was losing their minds because they started Lowry in overtime.
Oh, okay. Well, he's the best checking center in the world.
But he got beat. He owned it. He said he said it after the game. That's on me. I screwed up. So
well, it's tight, right? I mean, Chicago. I won't do the points percentage. I'll just do the points because I always like to factor in the games played.
Yeah.
But Chicago and Seattle have 32. Vancouver and Winnipeg have 33. Calgary and Nashville have 34.
Yeah.
So there's 6 teams kind of all close to last place. And then the playoff cut line is 39 right now with Utah. So
do you think they can win 3?
Yes.
Yeah. They're playing well.
They're okay. Here's my question though.
Okay.
Not just for you, but for everybody. Are the Oilers playing well, or is McDavid and to some extent Draisaitl just really flexing right now?
Okay, that's a great question because last night in our group chat, someone posted that the Oilers' goals against is over 3 since Skinner got traded.
Right.
Okay. And I'm just putting in one aspect of the game. The difference is the Oilers are scoring a lot more. Well, McDavid and Draisaitl.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the loss to Montreal is a tough one on back-to-backs. They didn't play bad. I thought if they scored first, they probably win that game. I think Pickard was in that one, but I wouldn't put it on Pickard either. The Minnesota loss, again, I didn't mind their game. They had good moments. The game was close for most of that, but I think you're on to something here. Has the defense improved? Maybe a bit. I mean, has Jari made a couple more big saves than what we're used to? Yes. Was Ingram fantastic yesterday? No. He was good enough to get the win. So this could be just McDavid being like McDavid's on another level right now, Reid. Like he's outstanding. And it Draisaitl has scored in 7, 8 games, whatever you want to call it, but he has 15, 16 points.
Yes.
Like assists.
Yeah, he's still productive.
So I think there is some truth to that the Oilers goaltending, Jari was giving him the big save. The breakaway on Tavares, a few others come to mind. But the 2 big dogs for the Oilers are really going now, and they're all scoring. They're scoring more than they did in the first 2 months.
McDavid has 26 points in 11 games this month, 12 of them goals.
Yeah.
Draisaitl only has 2 goals in December, but he has 19 assists for 21 points. Here's the scoring lead for the month of December. McDavid 26, Draisaitl 21, McKinnon and Celebrini 17 each. I mean, McDavid is just explosive.
And their power play is unreal. Right?
The power play is incredible.
Yeah.
So that's a big bonus as well. So
I don't want to say that the goaltending, Do you think the goaltending's improved?
Probably a little bit.
Yeah,
I think here's what I'll say about the goaltending. There has not been a cringeworthy goal.
Yes, 100%.
That shifted the momentum of the game.
That kills them.
I mean, you can look at the Jari goal the last minute in Toronto where he didn't know where the puck was. Okay, it wrecks his stats, but it had no impact on the game.
Exactly.
And the biggest compliment I'll pay Ingram for last night is that he didn't give up one in the first period. You know, that first save, let's face it, was nerve-wracking. Or maybe not for him, but I think probably for the people in the building. I mean, everybody knew he's coming in with an .856 save percentage in the minors.
Yeah.
Made a first save. I really appreciated that a lot of the crowd cheered right away. I asked him after the game if he noticed that. He said he didn't. But then when it was, 4-0, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, he made some important saves. Maybe not like grade A, but tricky and important. So I guess the biggest thing I would say about the goaltending is there has not been a goal that kind of made you roll your eyes or feel like, well, here they go again. Now, I don't know. I get, well, Skinner would have done Skinner. Like, I don't know if what Stu would have, like, that's a huge what if, but there hasn't been a goal that's made it feel like the momentum was going to the other team or that the Oilers were outplaying the other team, but then were the team that got scored on.
Because I go to the Minnesota game, the third goal in the final seconds of the first period. I'm not putting that on Pickard. That was a bad play by the team. That was a team effort for that goal. And that one was, I mean, it was crushing in the moment because the Oilers had fought back to tie it at 2, and then you still had 40 minutes. So that's why I don't put so much stock into that one. And I'm not looking at Pickard saying, man, that was a weak goal. No, Hartman went in all alone pretty much, right?
Yeah, I think Stillman got caught out of position on that one too.
It was Stillman, yes. He was the one that got beat there. That can't happen. So I wouldn't put that one as a weak goal. I'm just saying it maybe crushed them a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, that's not solely on Calvin Pickard. Not even close.
The Maple Leafs have fired. I got to stop doing that.
No.
They fired assistant coach Mark Savard.
Oh.
Not Berube. Sorry.
Oh.
I got to stop calling them the Leaves as a joke because now I'm starting to call them that without thinking about it. So a bit of a change there.
Well, that'll
in
change
Toronto.
Things.
Remember a few years ago, I've talked to Perry because Perry's at most of the games, right? Remember, I might have been close to 10. Like the Canadians weren't doing well, and they fired Perry Pern.
Yeah.
And Perry's back at Edmonton, and he's like, "What did I?"
Have the Oilers ever fired an assistant coach mid-season?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody will remember.
I'm trying to think if they fired a coach mid-season.
An assistant coach?
Well, yeah.
I don't think just an assistant. I mean, Manson went with Woodcroft.
Yeah.
Playfair went with Tippett. They might have changed Shabbat for Schwartz mid-season, but I don't know an assistant on the bench if they've ever just done that. But could you, I mean, not to make this too much about the Leafs, but do you blame Berube at all?
I think when they're this bad, I think, yeah, he has to. It's hard because they've had so many injuries. Like Gager said on our show, he's like, who would have thought Mitch Marner was kind of the guy there? Right? Because it could have been Matthews, could have been Nylander. A lot of people had different guys, right? And all the guys they brought in to replace Marner haven't worked out. So is it more on the GM or is it more on the coach for the roster that's
right?
There, right? I mean, Stolarz has been out a while, but again, I mean, we're not talking about a top 5 goalie. Well,
last year he was.
Yeah,
but body of work for the last, since he's been in the league, you wouldn't say that. Well, look, it's like hockey's a weird sport, right? Because playoff hockey is a little different.
Yeah.
But somebody said to me once, some guys get you to the playoffs and some guys get you through the playoffs. Yeah. Now, maybe Mitch Marner can't get you through the playoffs, but he gets you to the playoffs, and you have to be in the playoffs before you can do anything. I mean, 90, 95, 100 points will help you make the playoffs.
But that's why maybe Vegas is perfect for Marner, because in the playoffs, they got guys like Eichel and Stone and Theodore and the guys like Riley Smith who've been there, done that
True.
Can get you through the playoffs. And Marner doesn't have to be that sole guy that everybody's relying on, right?
I found it interesting last night. I thought they missed Eichel. And I watch more for the Oilers, but we've seen Vegas so much over the years and a couple of playoff meetings. So I thought they missed Eichel because he's good at both ends of the rink. I know he hasn't been there for a while, but I still think they miss Pietrangelo because he's one of the, when I called them the miserable bastards a few years ago, he was one of the leaders of that. I thought Hertl was their best player.
He was good yesterday.
I didn't notice Marner till the third period, or maybe late in the second. And I don't know, maybe I want to know what people think, because I'm not trying to like run down this player because I love the way he plays. But I feel like Mark Stone is not the Mark Stone of yesteryear.
No.
Even in the Four Nations face-off, I was kind of like, this is going to be great. Mark Stone with all these talented guys around them. And he was kind of like, did he play? I mean, I think he was banged up last year when the Oilers beat him, but he was not a factor in that playoff series. And he's still good.
Yeah.
But he doesn't strike me as, again, that miserable run over your grandma guy that he used to be.
Not
I don't know.
anymore.
I could be proven wrong in the postseason.
I'd throw Barbashev in there. I thought he was terrible last night. Like, the play died on his stick a lot. Like, a lot of guys are just not, it's just not working with the Vegas. They're not the same team they were 2 years ago.
And no, but you will also see with them, are they like, we'll get in, and then we'll
Are
do
they
some
kinda
damage.
like,
you never know,
Like,
right?
Iwanek always brings that up, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does he always say? Like, why is everybody worried? Like, we're fine.
And their schedule, I think they were away for 4 out east, 1 home game, and then they got to do the back-to-back in Alberta. So things might be catching up with them a little bit too. What did you think of the Draisaitl unsportsmanlike penalty in Minnesota? And then even last night, he was pretty like he did slash Hertl, but an extended conversation. And then McDavid kept arguing as well. Do you think that's just them blowing off steam because of the amount of abuse they have to take sometimes, or just frustration with a certain ref? I mean, I know it was different refs in the games, but
I think it was more frustration. And now we've seen Leon do this about 4 or 5 times already this year.
True.
So listen, I get it. It should have been a penalty. It was interference. Like, Hertl knew what he was doing. But, I mean, you slash the guy like that on the hands, you're going to get called.
Yeah.
And they're always going to catch
and
the
maybe
second
Hertl
guy.
dressed it up, whatever, but he got slashed.
But at the same time, I don't mind it. Like, I kind of like that nastiness from some of the Oilers' top dogs. Like, I like that they can hold their own in that ass. They don't need someone else to come in and defend them.
Right.
Like, Draisaitl just got upset. You're not going to call it. I'm going to slash you. I'm going to take a penalty. I don't care. And then look at that power play, though. Like, it's almost as the guys killing the penalty were like, let's do this for Leon, because they were awesome on the PK on that one.
Yeah.
They didn't get scored on. Vegas didn't have a lot of good looks. It's almost like they came together and saying, we're killing this one off for Leon.
I didn't like the situation in Minnesota. I mean, if Leon mouths off and says the magic word, then I guess the ref is going to call it the extra penalty. You've heard me rant about cross-checking.
Yes.
You're probably tired of it already.
No, I love it.
What Leon did in a world where Reid Wilkins makes the rules for the NHL is cross-checking. The way the NHL is usually officiated, that's rarely cross-checking. So that's why I was like, that's usually not called.
You tweeted about it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, I'm irritated because I try not to just go after refs all the time. And I've had great interviews with refs over the years. Like, it's good to get their perspective, but I'm like, okay, that's not cross-checking if you look at what is usually called cross. So that's probably what Leon said to him. Leon probably said something, hey, jerk face, I've been hit like that 6 times, idiot. And the guy's probably like, shut up, Leon. There's an extra 2. It's probably what happened.
It was a bad call. It was soft. I mean, that play happens on almost every cycle.
Well, in front of the net, you can pretty much break a guy's ribs.
Yeah, but I'm okay with Leon. Leon does that.
I don't mind an angry Leon. I mean,
it almost gets him going even more. Like that. We were talking about, like, his target's just off because that wide open net, he wasn't even close. Like,
no, he shot it back the other way. Yeah.
And Leon usually, like, I was like, oh, what a nice goal. And then I'm like, oh my God, he missed it. Like, he's just off, but he's still playing brilliant. That pass on the power play to Nuge backdoor.
Yeah.
Like, outstanding.
What about, didn't he throw one, maybe it was in Minnesota, he had it at the right point and threw a backhand, like, falling away from the puck.
Even the broadcast team was like, did he just try to do that? And if McDavid scores that one where he cuts through everybody on the backhand yesterday.
The 1-on-4? Well, yeah, McDavid's like, McDavid, I think, okay, enough screwing around. Like, we're banking points.
Yeah.
We got a little more energy. It'll be interesting to see. This is an important home and home for Calgary. Logan Gordon from Sportsnet 960 is going to join me at about 5:20 because I think the Flames are an interesting team because let's face it, they are not out of it.
No,
they are not out of it,
and they're playing better.
And they're trending up a little bit. I mean, speaking of kind of unknown goalies, like Cooley's got a couple big wins for them in net. It hasn't been all Wolf, so they're an interesting team to watch now.
And I was telling Tom, like, no matter where Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary are in the standings, those three teams always play each other tough. It's never easy. So that's why I think Calgary's motivated. They're playing better, like you said. Cooley was the big unknown in Calgary. He's done nothing but been outstanding. One of the better backups in the league right now, who was for me was an unknown. But Rasmus Anderson and Kadri and all those boys are ready to go against the Oilers. It's never going to be that easy.
That's one of the guys. I mean, in this job, you have to talk about things objectively as you can.
Of course.
And when someone's good, you have to say they're good. Rasmus Anderson is a good hockey player.
Hell of a player.
I can't stand the act.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys where.
Well, he'll never drop him, right? That's why he drives you crazy.
Yeah. Like Kadri, I'm like, okay, well, I get it, but like I know he's a little pest, but and even Anderson, the way like he celebrates goals sometimes, right? Like, settle down, pal.
And it seems like he talks a lot, but he doesn't do much about it. You know what I mean? Like, but if he was on the Oilers, we'd love him because he's exactly the kind of player. I think you would. Hey, this is the same beef YouTube Trev had with Mangiapane, right?
But Mangiapane's not nearly that caliber of a pest, I don't think.
No, but
especially not as an Oiler.
In terms of like, because I think YouTube's issue with him is that he talks the big talk, he'll muck it up, but he won't drop the mitts.
Yeah, I guess.
So when he came to Edmonton, he's like, I still don't like that. Like, drop the mitts. You know what I mean? So, and Rasmus Anderson doesn't have to. He's a top end defenseman.
To those of you posting, DK Metcalf suspended a couple of games, and yes, Hernan and I were just talking about, maybe people are just joining us. Toronto Maple Leafs have fired. Everybody's thinking like Berube? No, assistant coach.
That's what I thought.
Mark Savard. So we'll see what happens there. Hernan, thanks for saying. Before I let you go, our off-topic topic for William Hoff: Mall Santas. When you were a little Hernan, would you go talk to the Mall Santa?
Well, I wouldn't talk like because I had a sister. My sister's only like a year and a half older than me, so we were pretty close in age, and so my parents always took us. My sister had more of a personality. I'm more shy and awkward, so like I never liked it, but I kind of did. Like I was shy and didn't want to, but once I was there, I was like, this is awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Santa would ask you what you want. And
were you totally like, this is the guy that lives at the North Pole?
Yeah. I love that. I still love it.
That's incredible. You still go?
No, but I love it. I love it for the little ones, man. I think it's great.
Brett near Lacombe says the kids saw Santa this year. They have more fun with it now than ever. Santa had lost some weight from what my son recalled. I asked if it was it Keto, Keto, or Ozempic?
Keto?
Is that some sort of a drug?
No, it's a diet.
Well, that's a type of diet.
Yeah,
Ozempic is a medication.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes you lose weight, allegedly. Poop Stains says, I'm totally with you, Reid, on Mark Stone. I think he's a very overrated player. Best days are behind him. Yeah, I don't think he was overrated at his prime.
Yeah.
Maybe he's one of those guys, too, that style of play, when it drops off, it drops off quick. Having said that, Vegas is still
I still think he can be, I think he's going to play like a Corey Perry does. A team will pick him up. He's going to be able to contribute on the power play on the top six when asked upon, but he won't be playing 20 minutes a night. Maybe be playing 10.
Yeah, maybe he becomes that type of a guy. All right, Hernan, thanks for sticking around. I love seeing you. Love that you came in for this. Marc, you know Majeau.
I love my.
Is he here? No, Benny's not.
Majeau trained me when I started my radio.
Oh, we got to get those stories. Well, I want to get 1260 stories from him.
He's the best. I absolutely love Marc.
So there's about half the guys here were 1260. So there is some bonds you guys have that I'm a little jealous of sometimes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So back in the day, Majeau is still the best. Great broadcaster.
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Him and Corey have so much fun.
Yeah.
On MCTV.
Very. People might not know this. Very underrated funny. Like he has really good jokes and stuff.
That's awesome. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube and you have not given us a thumbs up, please do so. We want to get to 100. We're just over halfway there. So let's not be a pleasure delayer. Get in there and click. If you've already clicked the thumbs up, click the share button and send the link to the show off to somebody else via email or text. All right, Hernan. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It's 3:50. Here's the Coop.
In Toronto, the Maple Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savard. He served as the power play coach with Toronto, holding the worst percentage on the man advantage in the NHL. 4 games on the schedule today. Flyers and Canucks drop the puck. The Kraken and Ducks go toe-to-toe. The Kings and Blue Jackets go at it while St. Louis hits the ice in Tampa to take on the Lightning. Some injuries around the league. Seth Jarvis and Jacob Slavin are both week-to-week for the Hurricanes with upper body injuries. Elsewhere, Seattle's Brandon Montour underwent hand surgery. He's out for 4 weeks. Meanwhile, ESPN has reported that DK Metcalf of the Steelers has been suspended 2 games by the NFL after taking a swipe at a fan during yesterday's game in Detroit. And tonight it's the Niners and Colts kicking off. That one goes at 6:15. In Lakers news, Luka Doncic is day-to-day with a left calf injury. He sustained the injury Saturday against the Clippers, leaving at halftime. 7 games in the association. The Celtics and Pacers tip off at 5:30. OKC plays host to Memphis at 7:30, while Detroit visits Portland for the nightcap at 8 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Get your home holiday ready with Paramount Flooring. For over 33 years, Paramount's family-owned business has a reputation for earning trust, all through fair pricing, dependable service, and quality workmanship. Call 780-483-1991 and mention EST for 10% off. Paramount Flooring. Flooring for the life you live. The Reid Wilkins Show continues following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Where would you rank him right now, all-time European player?
Leon Draisaitl?
Yeah, top 10?
Yes. Well, okay, Yager's got to be up there. Obviously, Ovechkin.
Would you put Peter Stastny?
Lidstrom, definitely.
Solani is another one.
Yari Curry. Malkin.
So you're saying top, like, from 6 to 10?
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
New Year's Eve, join River Cree Resort and Casino for a spectacular show like no other. Get ready for Material Girls, an amazing tribute to Lady Gaga, Adele, Shania Twain, Madonna, Blondie, Pink, and Cher, capturing all the elegance and essence of these mega stars in one unforgettable concert experience. Material Girls, December 31st in the venue. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Must you click? Must you click?
All right, there it is, the Thumb Click remix, as put together by Zach Kubish, reminding you that if you have not already done so, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Maybe you're listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. We thank you for that as well. Keep spreading the word about Edmonton Sports Talk. We got our website as well, edmontonsportstalk.com. If you enjoy the podcast format, then subscribe to the Reid Wilkins Show, the Nielsen Show, EST Afternoons, the Lock Shop, the Oil Stream, the Hangout, Two Guys and a Goalie, all our great programming here as we keep trying to spread our wings and fly, just like little budgies. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That is how you text us. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That's available Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. Now, Jay Milne may be off, but we still got this. Uh-oh, we got a technical difficulty. The band's not ready.
It's
there
Jay.
It is.
It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
I was extremely panicked. We can't read it without the jingle. Jay's play of the day is presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun. You're supporting your province. Play Alberta Revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit $50 today with the promo code EST50 and get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. All right. Well, I had to come up with something today. Wanik helped a little bit. So, hang on. I got to get in here again. We're going to go to Monday Night Football. And if you go to playalberta.ca or to the app, you go sports, daily specials, and EST specials. There's a lot of stuff besides Jay's play of the day. But Jay's play of the day is Phillip Rivers from the Colts, under 175 passing yards and one or more interceptions. And this is boosted. And okay, I do the odds this way. It's 3-1. It's 3.00 to 1. What is that? Plus 200, Coop?
Yeah, that's what Maddie was saying. Plus 200.
So 3-1. Now, Rivers did not have a lot of passing yards last week against the Seahawks. He did have an interception late in the game. He had 120 passing yards last week against the Seahawks. The Seahawks. They did not push the ball down the field at all. I don't think he's going to be able to do it again. So Phillip Rivers, under 175 passing yards and to throw at least one interception. That is Jay's play of the day.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
The Edmonton Oilers did not practice today. Morning skate tomorrow. Game tomorrow night at Rogers Place against the Calgary Flames. That'll start at 7 o'clock. We'll have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by Tom Gazzola starting at 6. A Christmas home and home here in the Battle of Alberta in Edmonton tomorrow and then in Calgary on Saturday. Okay, Marc Majeau going to join me in studio next after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
Are you in on the Jags?
Yeah. I don't know how you can't be. I think Trevor Lawrence is playing some of his better football that we've ever seen him play. You can't look at like a soft schedule or anything. Like they went against the very good Denver Broncos defense.
They killed them.
And put a point. And that was in Denver, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, I don't know how you can't look at the Jags and think that this is a team that can now go get something done.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The Maple Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savard. He served as the team's power play coach, joining Toronto last year when Craig Berube took over as the team's bench boss. NHL action tonight. 4 games on tap. Vancouver and Philly match up. The Kings and Blue Jackets meet. The Blues and Lightning go at it while Seattle visits Anaheim. For the Kraken, Brandon Montour is out a month after undergoing hand surgery. The 31-year-old has missed the past 2 games after leaving early in Seattle's contest last Tuesday against Colorado. In Carolina, Jacob Slave and Seth Jarvis are both week to week with upper body injuries. He's playing their last game Friday against the Panthers. And following yesterday's altercation with a fan, Pittsburgh's DK Metcalf has been served a 2-game suspension by the NFL for conduct detrimental to the NFL for initiating a physical confrontation with a fan during Sunday's game out in Detroit. And tonight, it's the Colts and 49ers going at it. Phillip Rivers starts for the Colts. Brock Purdy for San Fran. Kickoff goes at 6:15. Out west, Luka Doncic is day-to-day for the Lakers after exiting Saturday's game against the Clippers at halftime with a left calf injury. And tonight, there's 7 games, including Utah and Denver, hitting the hardwood. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Okay, this is great. Thanks a lot for joining us. Hope you're all ready for Christmas or whatever you have in store this week. Edmonton Sports Talk with you today and tomorrow. We'll be off the 24th, 25th, and 26th. We'll have our Oilers coverage on Saturday, the 27th, and then back with regular weekday programming 1 week from today, Monday, the 29th. You gotta love these guys. Well, I do love this guy. So he texted me a few minutes ago, well, probably 15 minutes ago, and said, I'm stuck behind a train. So a true Edmontonian experience. That he's like, I'm going to be there. And then it's Marc Majeau, by the way. And then he comes in, and I was like, hey, do you need a couple minutes? Like, we can get you a water. He's like, no, I'm coming in. He's like, come doing it now. We're doing it live. He's ready to rock and roll. So this is awesome that it's so awesome, Mark, that I'm making this fired up for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. All right, do the headphones work?
Oh, they work, buddy.
The mic works. I can hear you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for the invite. This is wonderful. I apologize. I hate.
No, this is amazing.
Hate being tardy.
Well, first of all, trust me, I'm not bothered by it.
Okay.
And
I'm impressed that you just. Well, I mean, you are a professional broadcaster.
I try,
but still, you could have taken. You could have said, "Give me 5, give me 10," and you're just like, "No,
sir.
4 o'clock, we're going.
Let's do it, baby. It's live."
Well, it's nice to see you. Now we should. You know what it's like in this industry. You don't want to make too many assumptions with the audience,
of course.
So why is Reid Wilkins having Marc Majeau on the show? Well, we know each other.
We do.
He's a nice guy. But you have, tell us about your years at TSN 1260 and the relationships you have with some of my colleagues.
Yeah, so I worked at 1260 for about, 6 or 7 years, from about 2011 all the way to 2018. I went to Nate with Matthew Wanick. He was a couple semesters ahead of me. I think Eric was a semester or 2 behind me, and we all kind of came up together through the ranks there. I worked on the night show. I did Oil Kings broadcast for about 4 seasons. And then I produced the Jason Gregor show from 2 to 6 for about 4 years.
Awesome.
And that was a great experience, but wanted to just try something different. So for the last 7 years, I've had one of these normal jobs that you hear so much about.
Yes.
And I've been still able to dabble in broadcasting. I still do some work for the Alberta basketball or University of Alberta basketball teams, the Golden Bears and Pandas, their football program as well, and the Edmonton Stingers. So I still get to dabble in the sports world. But what I've really enjoyed, Reid, about the last, I guess, however long I've been away from this kind of day-to-day stuff is just got back to being a fan again, right? I think everyone in this room, everyone watching, everyone listening, at some point said, I'm a sports fan.
Right.
And, sometimes when you're in the thick of things, it's kind of hard to take a step back and remember why you start to do this stuff. So I've been able to just become a fan again over the last few years. And that's been really a lot of fun.
I'm glad you brought that up because you're right. Why would you go into sports broadcasting unless you enjoy sports? Yeah. That's why I went into it. Things definitely have changed for me over the years, but I do try to take moments along the way to appreciate what I'm doing and what I'm covering.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's a professionalism to it. You have to be detached to some extent. Like I probably once a year I have a conversation with somebody who can't believe that I don't have a social life with Connor McDavid and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, where it's like they're like, "Well, what's it like hanging out with the players?" I'm like, "That. What are you talking about?" Yeah. Like it's A, I'm twice their age. B, and they're like, "Well, you must sometimes be like, hey, let's go grab a beer after practice." I'm like, "No, it
doesn't happen.
That would not happen." So things like that don't happen. But I mean, certainly the last 2 years going to the Stanley Cup final, especially the first year, and that year I was still with the rights holder. So there was a little different access, and I mean, I basically had my own private box on center ice. This last year, no longer being with the rights holder, I was in the very last seat up by the Florida net. But still, I took some time to be like, this is the Stanley Cup final. Yeah. And I'm getting to cover it and talk about it and take this all in. So, that's cool that you got to say that. So you went to school with Wanick.
I did, yes.
Was he so uptight then, too, or was he a little more fun?
I think I think he is mellowed out a touch, but I think he's always kind of been Matt. And I mean that as a compliment. I think he has always been true to himself. He has always been Matthew Wanick. And I think those are the 2 words I would use to describe Matthew Wanick, because he's just been himself. The first time I met him, it's a real throwback. It was at an Edmonton Rush game.
Oh, wow.
He had a deal with the NLL where he was kind of their audio guy. So he was in a third or fourth semester. Kind of met him there. I job shadowed him, but I'm sure you shadowed people when you first started, right? You're basically just tagging along. You just kind of feel like a lost puppy sometimes, just tagging along and watching him get into a scrum with Derek Keenan and whoever was coaching at the time. So that's when I met Maddie. And it was, again, he was 2 semesters above. There really wasn't a lot of interaction between these certain semesters, but he was always really cool. I thought Eric was super cool the first time I met him. And there's so many other names that have come and gone through that program. But those were kind of the first 2 that I kind of latched onto. And, when you start the program too, you kind of figure out quickly who's a sports fan and who's a not sports fan. Right. You kind of group with them rather quickly. And that was, kind of the click we had at Nate.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. There's are you passionate about broadcasting and covering that, or do you want to see your name on TV?
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of. So is that how you got to know Corey then for the Oil King? Was he doing the games?
Yeah. So actually, Corey Graham was the reason. Corey Graham was the reason I actually got a job at 1260 to begin with. Our program head, shout out to Pat Galenza, he brought in Corey to speak to some of the sports fans. And now thinking back, knowing what I kind of know about Corey, he was probably so uncomfortable with this meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was probably about 4 or 5 kids just launching questions at him for an hour.
Yeah.
And he did a good job answering them. But we're just peppering, like, what would you do for this? How do you prep for this? And at the time, I was kind of dabbling in play-by-play. So I wanted to kind of pick his brain about how much do you prep and what do your game sheets look like and all that kind of stuff. And he was really, really gracious. Then on his way out, he said, here's my card. If there's anything I could ever do, like, send me an email. I did that. And then he forwarded my name along to the program director at the time to tie it back to Matthew Iwanek. Matt, at this time, Matt worked Monday to Friday, but he also worked 2 weekend shifts. Saturday morning, we used to play infomercials at the oldest radio station.
Right.
And Matt had to wake up and manually fire those.
Oh,
so
of course.
Someone had to go in at 6:30 in the morning to fire those up. And it was Saturday and Sunday. So basically, Matt just said, do you want to take one of these weekend shifts off my plate? So I took Sunday mornings. I would play infomercials. I would play the Lutheran Hour. And then I would do the Money Show with Brent Bullis. And that was my introduction to getting in at 1260.
Right.
Then I was able to do my internship on the night show with Corey. I did that for 4 months. And then it just kind of came up saying, hey, can you stick around and keep producing it? That led to being the producer for the Oil Kings games. I did 3 Oil Kings seasons, 3 trips to the WHL final, 2 out of 3.
Oh, you did those are good seasons to do. Yeah, those are decent seasons to do.
I did those ones with Corey. So yeah, the 3 straight trips to Portland, 2 Memorial Cups. And then I got a call one day from Gregor saying, hey, would you be interested in not working until midnight, Monday to Friday? And when you're 24, 25 years old, not working until midnight is a pretty great thing. Because I don't know if you realize this, Reid. Everything happens Friday between about 8 and 11. So didn't really have the biggest social life for a few years now as first getting going there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all. I can't remember when you and I first met or started talking. I really can't. But I just feel like we've always gotten along. I don't know. I don't know why, because most people find me quite disagreeable. So thank you for being in the minority.
It was probably a practice at the Oiler rink, at the old rink, probably. When,
probably, yeah.
It was always kind of funny because being one of the younger, newer people there, I'd show up, and then there'd be important people who would kind of poke their head around. They look to see who was there and who they'd want to talk to. But if it was me, they would quickly spin around and just go back downstairs. You were one of the nice folks that would actually come up and sit with me. There's a lot of nice folks around, but I think that's probably how it got started. And then we realized quickly we have a lot of the same interests. Outside of sports, I'm a pop culture guy, you're a Simpsons guy. I think that's usually how... Usually someone drops a reference at some point or two, and that's kind of how the friendship got going.
Yeah, well, that's good. And definitely I would not have been and am not one of the... would consider myself one of the important people.
But you know exactly what I'm talking about, though, right?
I feel, I do, and I feel, and I still try to do this. I don't always. It depends on the vibe. Yeah. But if there's a newer person at the rink, especially if it's like one day, it could be, okay, I don't know who this person is. Maybe they're with OEG. So you don't want to like impose yourself. But if I see somebody... Or I'm like, oh, hey, I saw you here last day. What's going on? Yeah. Because I've been in that feeling, and sometimes I still feel that way. It doesn't go away when you get older necessarily, but like where you're new in a situation and you're just not quite sure.
Yeah.
Should I sit here? Is this the right hallway? Should I say good morning to people? Should I not? Should I introduce myself or not? So I'll usually try, unless I see somebody, okay, this person is with Gene. Gene has somebody shadowing him. If it's appropriate, I'll say hi, but maybe I'll let Gene introduce them. If appropriate, maybe Gene just wants to keep this person on track. But if somebody's sort of, by themselves and kind of like, what's going on, I'll try to be like, hey, we're going to go down to the dressing room now. I'm Reid, by the way. I'll try to do, because very few things are worse than that feeling of like just feeling totally left out.
Yep.
Like I'm not saying you got to go there and be friends with everybody. Hey, you know what? Hey, we're all media. We're all doing this. Let's go. It's like there was a young guy holding the Sportsnet mic last night in the scrums, and I was like, oh, I should. But there was no good opportunity to introduce. Like you can't while Ingram's talking. Like, oh yeah, I'm Reid, by the way. But yeah. So that's it's good. I was nice to you.
Yeah,
I'm sure not everybody would share that share that sentiment. So then, so you're at 1260. Now, were you not with the Elks for a while?
Yeah, I was doing some stuff for the Elks. Gosh, when would that have been? It was, I don't know quite the exact year, but it was the Jason Moss era. So when he was the head coach.
So 16 through 19.
Yeah, Brock was the GM.
Right.
So I got to do some behind the scenes stuff with them. I hosted a podcast with them for a couple years. Got to do some game day stuff with them. One of the coolest, parts of my broadcast career is I got to go to Las Vegas with the team for like a training camp. And that's when Ed was still the GM as well.
Okay,
so
right.
Ed Hervey 1.0. But I got to do some really cool stuff with them. I got to do, I guess we called them podcasts, but it was more not about the X's and O's, right? Those guys get interviewed a ton about the actual game. But when I was doing the podcast, it was just figuring out who these guys were outside of the field of play and kind of what they like to do. And those kind of things were a lot of fun. Anytime, that was when the Elks were in the era of bringing in like halftime X and stuff as well too. So I got to chat with a lot of those folks. And it was cool just being able to work for a team. Again, we all got into this because we love sports, and it was cool to say I got to work for a team at some point. Got to go to the stadium, got to go there pre and post practice, got to get gist of how things kind of operate in a training camp, and get to see some stuff that if there was a CFL equivalent of Hard Knocks, which I don't think there is just yet, some of the stuff I got to see would have maybe kind of made Hard Knocks. But that was, again, a really cool experience. Got to meet some really nice folks, some people I'm still friendly with today. And just, again, kind of seeing those players, especially like football is so tough, right? Because we all watch football. We all love football, but you don't really know a lot about the players. They're wearing these masks, they're wearing these helmets. Outside of the quarterback and a couple skill positions, you don't really know a lot about these guys. So being able to kind of
the rosters are huge, right?
So absolutely, you're trying to keep up. So having a chance to sit down with some of those guys for an hour and just say, like, take us through a day off. What do you do? How do you detach? What's being a father meant to you, being a player, those kinds of things. And that was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, and I found too, one of the most interesting interviews I ever did, I was still at Ched, and Grimes was still playing. Yeah. I think it was the year he came back, but then I think he got hurt again. And we had him during training camp, and I was like, hey, just tell me everything you did today. And he just basically, the whole interview was then just him talking. Like the structure and the busyness, it was like, hey, 6 a.m. I get up, LRT's at 6:20. Stretching is at 6:40. The tub's at 7. The meeting's at 7:20. The more it's like, and then he reaches 11. I'm like, hold on, I better do a station ID here. Just it was crazy. In the nasty chat, that's on YouTube. By the way, Marc Majeau is here, formerly of TSN 1260. We're catching up with him. We'll talk some Oilers. We'll talk some Elks with him. We'll talk about the MCTV podcast. Jason Arsenault says, 2 worlds colliding. What is this, a Christmas special crossover? Sort of. Rip City Step says, NBA Cup champions Knicks hat.
You bet, baby. We may get to the NBA Cup coming up. I have some thoughts later.
Good.
I do. I could predict how you feel about the NBA Cup.
Buying or selling?
Possibly.
Or because I have you down for buying or selling.
I do have some of those too. I have a document of about 25 questions for you.
So you have questions for me?
I do. I wanted to be prepared.
Jeez.
And that is one of them.
Okay, I don't know if I remember this. Kelvin Van Dasselaar, Mark has the greatest moment with Dallas Aikens as well.
I do.
Do I know about this, or did I forget about it?
Possibly. So a lot of people remember I used to have a giant afro. If I still had this hair, it would not fit on the screen. These headphones wouldn't fit. It was rough. Now, I was doing it for the Hair Massacre to benefit the Stollery Children's Hospital. I was growing it out. I raised a bunch of money to cut it off. But having said that, I had to have a massive afro for about 18 months.
Okay.
So I had this. And then one morning, I was sitting in the back of remember that old press conference?
Oh, I remember that one, yeah.
One with the showers going off in the back.
Yeah, I sure do.
So I was sitting in the back trying not to bother anyone. And I remember Min Darwell was asking a question of Coach Aikens.
Okay.
And in the middle of Min's question, Dallas just stopped him cold blank and said, "Your hair is so distracting, I got to tell you." Looking right at me, putting the fear of God in me. And he was only kidding, but it was, oh no, like, what's going on? I was like, do you want me to leave?
He's like, ask you to leave?
He's like, no, that's fine. And yeah, that kind of became a moment. People still come up to me and say your moment with Dallas Aikens. And it was, for all of the Dallas Aikens, I'd like to think I did have a rather light moment with him because I don't think he had a lot of light moments in his year and a half coaching.
He was an interesting guy. I never that was my first year hosting pre and post.
Okay.
So I was, and then he got fired a third of the way in. I think that I don't want to make this the Dallas Aiken show. I think he's probably a more genuine individual than he got to show. Like, I think he was very concerned about how he was going to project himself and how he was going to look. And at the start of the season, he wasn't on the ice for the morning skate. He would sit and have a coffee with the media guys in the stands. And we were like, why are you here and not on the ice? And I think he kind of was trying to walk this line and figure out who he was as a coach. And then the roster sucked.
That's what I was just going to get to.
Top of that. So I think that was probably a little more him, where he was the type of guy who might say, like, holy crap, like, what's with the hair, man? And then go back to answering the question.
Yeah.
Marc Majeau is joining me in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse. All day, $3.49 new tacos and quesadillas. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas, $2 off Corona tankards, and tequila shots starting at $5.99. So this is the fun thing. Mark is sticking around till 5.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk hockey. We're going to talk basketball. And we're going to talk the MCTV podcast, which is outstanding, that you do with Corey Graham. So, I don't, I'll be honest, I don't listen to every week, but when I do listen, I'm just enthralled because you guys talk about stuff that I'm into as well. So we'll go down that pathway as well. It's 4:21. Here's the Coop.
In Toronto, the Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savard. He served as the team's power play coach, with Toronto having the worst power play in the league this season at 13.3%. 4 games on the NHL schedule today. Flyers and Canucks tussle. The Kraken and Ducks go toe-to-toe. The Kings and Blue Jackets drop the puck while St. Louis hits the ice in Tampa to take on the Lightning. Some injury updates around the league. Seth Jarvis and Jacob Slavin are both week-to-week for the Hurricanes with upper body injuries. Elsewhere, Seattle's Brandon Montour underwent hand surgery. He's out for a month. Meanwhile, the NFL has suspended DK Metcalf for 2 games without pay for initiating a physical confrontation with the fan yesterday in Detroit. NFL action tonight. It's the Niners and Colts kicking off at 6:15. In Lakers news, Luka Doncic is day-to-day with a left calf injury. He sustained the injury Saturday against the Clippers, leaving at halftime. 7 games in the association tonight, including the Celtics and Pacers tipping off at 5:30. More with Marc Majeau and Reid Wilkins on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Boudreau.
I think sometimes a lateral move is a really good move. It's like he's going there starting from scratch. He's not worried about, I went through waivers. This is all a slate clean. It's like going from one school to another school. No matter all the problems you had with the teachers back there, you can start fresh. And I think that's where he is. And I think that's where the lateral move is an upgrade.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value, around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
New Year Year's Eve, join River Cree Resort and Casino for a spectacular show like no other. Get ready for Material Girls, an amazing tribute to Lady Gaga, Adele, Shania Twain, Madonna, Blondie, Pink, and Cher, capturing all the elegance and essence of these mega stars in one unforgettable concert experience. Material Girls, December 31st in the venue. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. It's 4:26. Jason Milne is off today and tomorrow. Reid Wilkins with you, joined by TSN 1260 alum and all-around good guy, Marc Majeau. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you for having me in. This is wonderful.
All right, so what do you think? I mean, we were talking about, getting into this profession when we were younger and loving sports. But you also got to love stories. You got to be able to tell a story. And when I say that, people think, well, it's real. Yes, but you have to be able to present things in a logical way, in an understandable way, in a relatable way.
Yeah.
And I think Connor Ingram gave us that last night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's over the course of a season, you can't just be actually talking about the X's and O's, the power play, the penalty kill, all that kind of stuff. You look for these personalities and these kind of subplots throughout the course of a season. And looking at the NHL over the last, I want to call it 10 years, kind of need 3 goalies now. How many Stanley Cup champions have consistently rode one goaltender? I'm sure there has been 1 or 2, but that's not necessarily the rule anymore. It's the exception. So having a guy like that come in what was a pretty big game, pretty big divisional game at home, off back-to-backs, kind of a week ago, he was still in the American Hockey League. And to get that kind of performance, I think the team played a little bit stronger in front of him. And I think that's something we can also talk about goaltending, how do you think team plays different with certain guys behind them and not? And I think last night with Ingram, they didn't want to let him down.
Right.
They got off to that really early start, kind of eased off a little bit, but it's kind of things like this. You look for that little kind of dopamine boost, I guess, to get you through what is a tough part of the schedule as well, right? I imagine, like a lot of people listening right now, you're just trying to get to that holiday break, right? You're just trying to make sure no one gets hurt. Let's just regroup in a couple days. And I think last night was a really good example. I know they still have I think 2 more games. No, maybe just 1 more game.
Just Calgary tomorrow.
Calgary tomorrow. But getting through that game, it's a lot easier to stack some of these points in November, December than in February, March. So I think Ingram was probably the story of the entire game last night.
Yeah, and I thought I was there for his post-game scrum. I mean, he was pretty honest.
Yeah.
He said some interesting stuff about life and he wants to win every game, but not. I mean, he's been through a lot the last few years of his life, so he was pretty honest and he made the most of the opportunity. And I think you're right. The Oilers kind of bad. I mean, the Nurse play and then Stas near Janmark, whoever tipped the pass there near the end as well. So that was cool for them to get the win.
You'd mentioned he was honest. Do you find athletes are honest in post-game scrums now? Or are they so media trained out?
That's a good question.
To not say anything. And I noticed that specifically in post-game. Do you find you get honest answers from some of these guys?
Not always, but I don't think it's because they're trying to hide anything.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, first of all, and this is, you got to remember this over the years, and I've certainly learned this over the years, everybody has a different level of speaking.
Yeah.
And it's a weird way to speak. I mean, even I who do 3 hours a day talking for a living and do other things where I talk, I don't talk with 20 people around me, and there could be that many in a post-game scrum.
Absolutely,
if you count the radio, TV, writers, and then the cameras.
Of course, yeah.
And then there's like 8 cameras being held 3 inches from your mouth. Not everybody's comfortable in that situation. So, and I've done interviews over the years where I've talked to somebody off mic, and then I've talked to them on mic, and they're totally different. Like they just either they're not comfortable or they can't form their thoughts as well. So I think sometimes, a guy just goes through a game. Maybe it's intense. Either they're high or they're low right after an intense game, and they might not have, or quite frankly, sometimes a guy didn't see a play.
Yes.
Like, hey, you scored on that play. Like, what happened? I just got it and shot it. Like, so because I always try to ask the questions, take me inside your helmet or under your visor. What did you see? But sometimes it's been like, I shot it, and then I got cross-checked, and I was on the ice, and then my buddies were slapping me on the back for putting it under the crossbar, and I just was trying to get the puck off my stick. So sometimes there's that. I do think some players, like Hyman, like Stuart Skinner, and I know some people didn't like it, would take a second to be thoughtful and try to give an answer. I think with 3 of the guys who wear letters on the orders, McDavid or Nurse or Draisaitl, sometimes they just don't. You can just tell they don't want to do it. I mean, Draisaitl's done ones after losses. He won't stand up. He sits in his stall. He pulls his hat down over his eyes, and it's 2-word answers.
Yeah.
But then there's been other times, like after the Dallas game, he was really forthright. Mm-hmm. Like he was like, enough. This is enough of this crap.
But
basically.
There's also only so many times you can play that card, though, right? Because if you're doing that after every single loss, you kind of lose the messaging, right?
True,
so that's also part of the cat and mouse game, knowing. Well, it probably goes back to the same as coaching, right? There's only so many times I can whip my stick across the dressing room after a practice,
right?
Until that loses its effect. So something I always monitor in really in any single sport is how are these guys acting post game, and do you find you're getting real authentic answers for them, or if that happens on an off day? And you said it best. Sometimes you'll talk to guys for 10 minutes before the microphones go on, and it's a great conversation. And as soon as that red light goes in, they turn into a robot.
Yeah, but Ingram was great last night, and it was a situation where he could be.
Absolutely.
First game, they'd won, so most of the questions had a positive angle. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, you got called up and you had to face 57 shots and you got scored on 8 times. Like, so but he was good. Yeah. And I also think in Ingram's situation, he didn't say this directly, and that was the first time I've been in a scrum with him, but I would guess he's smart enough to know that maybe his story helps other people.
Absolutely. Right?
I'm kind of making a bit of an educated guess there, but I think he also understands I'm not the only one struggling in the world. If I can come up here and be an NHL goaltender and portray strength yet also vulnerability, maybe that's going to help somebody else.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that he was looking for when he was going through. It's like, gosh, I wish there was someone who just would have been out in front and saying all the things that I could say. So yeah, you never know who's listening, and you never know who you're going to have the chance to help. And I think that's perfect way you summed it up.
So I want to ask something I asked Hernan. Are the Oilers playing much better this month as a team, or are McDavid and Draisaitl simply in unstoppable mode?
I think that's the $1 million question, isn't it? I feel like we have seen this script played out now over the last 2.5 seasons, in which they get off to a poor start, and then the panic sets in. Sometimes a trade happens, sometimes it doesn't. And then it's almost like they realize, we can't just sleepwalk our way to the playoffs. While we think we're a playoff team, there's still the act of actually going out and putting together 35 to 40 wins. So I think they certainly get their moxie or their mojo from their leaders. So I think that's part of it. I just think it's so hard when you're in the middle of the storm to take a step back and realize, they've been in this exact same position.
Right.
Almost, I don't have the point totals in front of me, but it seems like they've been extremely close on December 22nd. So can I say it's a bit of both? I think they are playing better. I think they're starting to get healthy, which is also extremely critical. I think you look at some of the champions over the last few years in any sport, health has been one of the biggest things for them, right? Everyone's going to get injured. But if you can get your injuries out of the way in October, November, it certainly makes life easier down the stretch. So, yeah, I think their 2 best players have been their 2 best players, but it's not like they're playing with 20 bums out there either, right? Every single player on the Oilers was likely the best player on every team they played on until they got to the pros.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just you wish they would just have a season where they just breeze to the division title. Like, of all the things this team has done over the last 5 years, the lack of winning the division is still baffling to me, that it's either been one of the California teams.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that this team just hasn't won a division since, 87? Like, it's been that long.
I was saying to Gazzola off air today, I was like, watch this be the year. In my mind, probably the weakest team since they've had since 21.
Yeah.
When they lost to the Jets, which wasn't a terrible team, but I think like they built up their depth every year, adding Fogle, adding Kane, adding Perry, all that type of stuff. It's like, watch this be the year they get the number 1 seed with all these flaws on the roster. I mean, they're 2 points out right now. They have played one more game. Well, and Vegas has 3 games in hand, but yeah, they're starting to put some things together. Were you? What did you think about the? What do you think about the Skinner trade? Were you like, it's got to happen, or?
Yeah, listen. For the last, call it 18 months, it seemed like that was the easiest thing to point out to what's wrong with the Oilers. Where I think that was certainly part of the problem, but I don't think they lost both Stanley Cup Finals because it was Stuart Skinner. But I do think just for the mental state and the psyche of the team and the fans, you couldn't simply roll it back with Skinner. I think that was flirting with disaster. So I think they had to do something just, I hate to make moves just for the sake of making moves, but I do think you have to sometimes shake things up just to make guys not feel uncomfortable, but just realize like it's hard to win. So we got to do something. We might have to trade a friend at some point, right? Yep. It might have to be one more trade that happens after this. So I think I don't think Skinner's a poor goalie whatsoever. I think he'll be fine in Pittsburgh, and I think he's going to still have a pretty decent career moving forward. But I think in this situation, I think we had seen kind of the peak of what Skinner is going to bring to this team. So I think to shake things up, I think it was a trade that kind of had to happen. Now the return, I don't know exactly what they were offered, what they were hunting for, but I think that's a pretty decent return. You got a goalie who is under contract for, I believe, a couple more years. Yeah. The money, I think, was even, too, going out.
With Kulak.
Yeah, Kulak going out. It's a guy who is, I know he doesn't have a ton of playoff experience, but he's played in a high-pressure market before with superstars playing in front of him. So, yeah, I think you had to do something. And you don't want to go out, to quote one of my old colleagues, low tide, you don't want to keep your powder dry. Right? I think they did that too many times, and I think it was just time to pull a trigger on something. And, the injury is just the worst possible timing could have possibly been for that. But they had to do something. And in the games Jarry played, I thought he played fine.
Well, and what did Bowman say? And I kind of was critical of this clip the day of, though I also understood it. We had to do something different.
Yeah, that's just
talent-wise, it might be a lateral move or a slight improvement. But maybe he was also thinking like, okay, this is a guy whose game is being picked apart. It's weighing on him no matter how he tries to deal with it. It's probably weighing on the other guys to some extent. Maybe there just needs to be a different vibe. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, Jarry did play well. His stats would look a lot better if they hadn't given up 2 goals in the final minute of 2 of the games that he won. And then, like I said, Ingram's a great story last night. Yeah. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Several people saying that it's good to see you, Mark.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
Of course, we're great to have you. We're happy to have you. We're going to do buying or selling next. So Mark is extremely prepared.
I am.
So I'm going to pick random numbers, and he's going to give me topics.
Perfect.
That's what's going to happen? Is that whatever you had in mind, we'll do?
Okay, perfect.
Because I trust you.
Oh, wow.
It's not like we pulled somebody off the street who's never been behind a microphone before.
I appreciate you having trusted me because I did put a lot of effort into these questions.
All right. Well, we may just keep you after 5 o'clock. Who knows? Or extend the next segment. It's 4:39. Here's the Coop.
Toronto, the Maple Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savardi, served as the team's power play coach, joining Toronto last year when Craig Berube took over as the bench boss. NHL action tonight. There's 4 games on the docket. Vancouver and Philly match up. The Kings and Blue Jackets meet. The Blues and Lightning go at it while Seattle visits Anaheim. And for the Kraken, Brandon Montour is out a month after undergoing hand surgery. The 31-year-old has missed the past 2 games after leaving early in Seattle's contest last Tuesday against Colorado. In Carolina, Jacob Slave and Seth Jarvis are both week to week with upper body injuries, each playing their last game Friday against the Panthers. And following yesterday's altercation with a fan, Pittsburgh's DK Metcalf has been served a 2-game suspension by the NFL. Metcalf, in the situation, grabbed the shirt of a Lions fan on the sideline, swiping at the fan in a punching motion. From Indianapolis, the Colts and 49ers play. Phillip Rivers starts for the Colts. Brock Purdy for San Francisco. Kickoff for that one at 6:15. And out west, Luka Doncic is day-to-day for the Lakers after exiting Saturday's game against the Clippers at halftime with a left calf injury. Tonight, it's Utah and Denver hitting the hardwood with 7 games around the association. More on the Reid Wilkins Show following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
I'm working for Walmart or Golf Town. I ain't making the money. I don't care. I'll tell you if you want to come back or not, that's up to you. I'm not there to thank you for your business. It's not my company. And if it's, well, you should do it because they're employing you. I don't care. That company's going to fire me one day. They give me no loyalty. They don't do nothing to me. I ain't there to, be the best employee for them.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
From the first time on skates to wearing a special jersey passed down through generations, Sentinel Storage is here for you. Store your sports gear and seasonal items to create space for all life's adventures. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of Hockey Canada and the World Juniors.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Brian DeArdo from CBS Sports. Panthers, Bucks. If you had to pick one, who do you think is going to make?
The fact that the Buccaneers have Miami. And the reason why I initially didn't pick the Buccaneers is because they've just been so bad lately. They kind of are what they are, right? But Miami represents the perfect get-back game. I don't think Tampa Bay is necessarily the better team. I just think that they have a better route to get there.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
The Oil Stream.
Where would you rank him right now, all-time European player?
Leon Draisaitl?
Yeah, top 10?
Yes. Well, okay, Yager's got to be up there. Obviously, Ovechkin.
Would you put Peter Stastny?
Lidstrom, definitely.
Solani is another one.
Yari Curry. Malkin.
So you're saying top, from 6 to 10?
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
All right, hope you're having a great Monday. Are you out there shopping, driving around? I know, so I had Thursday and Friday off. I was at Kingsway Mall Thursday, and I thought to myself, it's not that bad. I was at Kingsway Mall Friday, and I was like, I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. So it was ramping up. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. It's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and, of course, sports betting. Go to playalberta.ca or the Play Alberta app. Look for EST specials. Jay's Play of the Day is there, which actually Awanak and I put together today. Marc Majeau is here, TSN 1260 alum. I asked you off air. Who are you with these days?
I am with Cara Family Resource Center. So I've transitioned into the not-for-profit realm. So we're on the north side of Edmonton, and we provide resources for families like parenting courses, kids courses, anything you might need after school or after work that helps give your organization or gives your family a little bit of boost because it's hard out there.
And you're on EST once a week.
I am
with the MCTV Podcast. Now, for people who might not know what that is, what is that?
It is movies, comics, and television. 3 things I'm very passionate about. I do that with another 1260 alum, Corey Graham, and would you believe it? Next month we're turning 5 years old.
Oh.
We started in January of 21, and time has absolutely flown by. So it basically gives Corey and I an excuse once a week to chat about pop culture. We're trying to replicate the conversations we used to have in the Jock Lounge.
And you do a great job doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It took a while, about 10 years ago when I first started working with Corey to kind of get that side out of him. Because it was buried deep down there, and he was trying to be tough, macho, cool guy. Like, I don't read comics. I don't do any of this stuff. But once I kind of broke through that initial barrier, we realized we had a lot of stuff in common. So, once a week we chat about movies we've watched, TV series that are ongoing, comic books we're reading, all that kind of good stuff.
Well, it's very good. I know when I listen to it, and I should listen more often, but I always feel like it's so good because I want to jump into the conversation. And one thing I've learned over the years is the best talk radio, I think, for an audience member is you feel like you're eavesdropping on 2 buddies having a conversation like in a diner.
Absolutely. Yep.
And you want to listen, and then you might feel like, that's cool. So you guys do a great job with that.
Appreciate it. We have a lot of fun.
Which brings us into Buying or Selling, presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right, this is all you, Majeau.
Okay.
Well, and me, I guess.
Yes.
But mostly you.
So first one, apologies in advance to Rip City Step. I think he knows exactly where I'm going with this. Batman Returns is not a Christmas movie. In fact, it is the worst live-action Batman movie.
Buying the first part, selling the second part.
Okay.
I actually quite enjoy Batman Returns.
Really?
I love the campiness of it. I love DeVito and the ink spewing penguin that he played. I actually like the imagery of that movie. Okay. I didn't mind the Catwoman storyline. Still, one of my favorite shots in any movie is when she comes home and she's sort of transformed and she has those neon lights that say hello there, and she has her shoe or something and she knocks out the O and the T and then it says hell here.
Oh yeah.
That's a great shot. I think that's prime Burton being very campy and over the top. Now, I believe Michael Keaton as Batman has one line in the first 40 minutes of the film. It's not a Christmas movie, but I don't think it's the worst live action Batman.
See, everything you said is fair. I feel it is closer to a Tim Burton movie than it is a Batman movie. I feel coming off the heels of Batman 89, the studio was so thrilled with it. They said, you can do whatever you want, man. And then they took a look at the dailies and said, wait, what? There is a penguin firing a rocket at the Batmobile.
Right.
So not my favorite. So you're buying not a Christmas. But
it's not a Christmas movie at all. Okay, no.
That's fair. Next up, sports. The NBA Cup. Was it nearly as bad as people older than 40 years old made it out?
Oh, thanks.
Well, because
I didn't make it out to be bad.
I didn't know you even had a thought on it. I could just guess that you hated it.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand why it's necessary.
Yeah, you could say that about a lot of things.
I don't. Well, sure, we could go into the meaning of all existence.
Yeah. Well, here's why I say it wasn't as bad as people thought it was. One, clearly the players liked playing in it, right? They were giving it an effort. They got a trip to Vegas. They had a good time. And why I said 40 years old is I feel like there is a generational divide when it comes to the NBA. There is a group that hates everything that happened after 1998 when Michael Jordan retired for the second time. And they refuse to acknowledge anything really that happened in the league after that. You know who would have loved the NBA Cup? Michael Jordan.
Probably, yes.
He would have loved another opportunity to win a trophy and to win another $500,000 to go gamble.
In playing in Vegas. The money would have been gone that night.
So he would have loved it. The people who hate, modern basketball are neglecting the fact that their idol would have loved this tournament, and he would have dropped 60 points in that championship.
Yeah, see, I don't feel like I fall into any category you're saying, though. I I get it. It draws people in. It gives some meaning to some of the regular season games, though then what, the semis and the final aren't, or the semis are regular season games?
Yeah, the semis count. The final's
extra. And I think it probably draws some people in a doldrum time of year where it's like, oh, this game actually means something else besides a win in the standings. I just felt like, why is there a celebration?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, like, I know why there's a celebration.
I never said it was perfect.
But it's sort of, it's just still, I still find it a little odd.
We got to get rid of those ridiculous courts, those special courts that they played. We got to get
some of them are quite, what is it, garish, the word?
And we got to get rid of a lot of the uniforms they're wearing as well, too. So it's not perfect. You know, they didn't even sell out the championship game.
Oh, it
There
didn't?
was empty seats. Well,
there's no local team.
We're in a neutral
That's
site.
why
It's
the
kinda
Memorial
tricky.
Cup has to be, and the University Cup have to be in one of the towns, right?
That's fair.
That's a really good question, though.
One more for
Well, have as many as you want.
Okay.
Oh, and then we're doing the random numbers after?
Then we have random number draws. Fantasy commissioners should not have to pay league dues. The other owners should chip in and cover the commissioner.
Ooh. So they have to have money put into the pot.
So it's not like a pot of 11 guys if 12 are playing. So rather than 100, everyone pays 110.
I'm going to say selling because I think in most of the leagues, the app does most of the work.
Fair.
Though, I mean, I do. Oh, I got to invite you. Maybe you were in it one year. I got to invite you next year. I've been doing a CFL pool since 2000.
Oh, wow.
And it's confidence points. You have 10 points to spread over the 4 games. And I have set up a spreadsheet to do it. If everybody else was like, let's all just pay Reid's dues because he does all the stat keeping,
You'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that.
This was just
But I would never expect that.
This is just a roundabout way of
I've never heard. Okay, sorry.
This is just a way of me saying I hate my fantasy football league and I hate not all 11 other members, but I feel like if I were to win, and I'm not going to, I've already been eliminated. It basically, if you win fantasy, it works out to about 75 cents an hour for how much effort we all put into this, all this kind of stuff. So listen, for someone to actually set it up, send invites, make sure rosters are, I think that's worth something.
I guess it depends on how much extra it would be for everybody else, how long that person's been commissioner, and yes, how much they actually have to do, or if there's been difficult situations to mitigate in the past
tough
or
job,
legislate or whatever.
I had to remove a guy from our league. It was rough, man.
Why? Are you allowed to say?
He was not the best. He did not provide a good environment for the group. He'd always bring down the class average. You know how there was that one kid in a high school class who would bring an 80 down to like a 65 because he never did. It was just one of those guys. And I just felt it was time.
Was he combative?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that would be exhausting. Where it's like, dude, why are you playing if you just want to argue all the time?
Yeah. So it was rough.
So you kicked him out mid-season?
No, it was after. I had plenty of time.
You just said you're not.
Yeah. So we're going to go different. We're going to go.
How did he react?
Not well.
Really? So he was difficult the entire time.
Yes.
And then you were like, well, I guess this isn't the pool for you.
Yeah.
And then he was mad.
Yes.
And did you point out to him, well, you're complaining all the time. Why are you unhappy?
Yeah. You know, you have people in your life that are just only happy if they're miserable.
Yes, he was one of those people. Yeah.
It was rough.
Well, maybe in that case, your fee should. But I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I think we should bring it
back. Is that a common thing?
Should be.
The commissioner gets covered? I've never heard of that.
They do a lot of work.
How about this? Jason, I think it's Jason Wong says, listening from Thailand. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, hope he remembers Marc Majeau.
Yeah, hello. What time is it in Thailand?
I don't know, 4? I just said a random.
Let's find out. We have the technology.
It would probably be, would it be tomorrow? Would it be tomorrow morning?
I would guess it would be. Bangkok, Thailand. It is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, or 6:54 tomorrow.
Oh, there we go. Oh, thanks for checking in. By the way, if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Let's get to 100 before we sign off at 6. If you've already given us a thumbs up, then click share and send the show link off to somebody else.
Can we do some of my questions?
Yeah.
Okay. That rap, do you have to do a read for Damon Bunting?
I did it.
Perfect.
We're good.
Okay.
You're such a pro, eh?
Okay. I have 15 questions that I came up with for Reid. We don't have to go through all 15. But you pick a number between 1 and 15, and I will ask you this question.
Okay, well, first thing I'm going to pick is the number I used to wear in minor hockey almost 50 years ago.
Okay.
And then people can put random numbers between 1 and 15 in the nasty chat.
Perfect.
But I'll start with 14.
Number 14. Huh. Okay, sports related. If you could undo one move done by Oilers management over the last 5 seasons, what is that move? And do you think that move alters the last 2 Stanley Cup finals?
Oh, now I got to try to remember all the moves. If I could undo one move. Boy, that's a good one. So, well, see, there's so many what ifs there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'd retain Corey Perry.
Okay.
I would have retained him for this year. So the last 2 Cup finals would have been done.
That's a good one.
Brought him back for one more year.
I thought the Xavier Bourgault draft pick would be the most common answer we get for that.
Oh, I should have thought of that one. Yeah.
But still.
Just take Wallstead.
But that probably doesn't alter. Do you think that alters the last 2 years?
Probably not. He's probably not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
He's probably not playing.
That's a good start.
See, now it's just going to be
Just
all
straight numbers, straight binary?
crapping on GMs. Like
Okay.
Kevin says, Nurse's contract. Yeah, I mean,
but if you
Campbell maybe sure, but then
if you
Skinner would have been the starter even sooner. Like,
but if you undo Nurse, aren't you immediately trying to find someone?
If
to
he
play
would have wound up
22
leaving,
minutes?
sure, yeah.
You're still trying to find that. So, okay, want to pick another number?
6.
Number 6. Ooh, is a fun one. If you could bring back one defunct team, who would it be? For any league, any era.
Jeez. The Ottawa Silver 7, because it'd be funny if they just had to play with 7 players.
Is that a hockey team?
Yeah, that was like an old school. Coob, check that. I think they were called the Ottawa Silver 7. And I think that's when the NHL or NHA, it might have still been, had a rover position. So you had 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, a goalie, and a rover. So I think it was 7-on-7. Can you check that, Coob? The Ottawa Silver 7. They might have a Stanley Cup.
Oh, wow. That is like, remember when Dick Irvin would be on Hockey Night in Canada and he would tell a story about like the 1912 Montreal Maroons?
Yeah.
Like, there was a fire and boom, boom, Teddy Gillespie showed up with a broken foot. And like, that's kind of where you went with that.
Yeah, the Ottawa Silver 7. Did you find him, Coop?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here.
Team.
It's under, the Ottawa Senators in brackets original here on the Wikipedia page. Was known by several nicknames, including the Generals in the 1890s as Silver Sevens from 1903 to 1907, and then it changed to the Senators in 2008. But they won some OCHL championships, OHA, AHAC, OCHL, AHAC as well, and then CH.
Yeah, the Ottawa Silver 7. That's my pick.
What do you think Ottawa Sports Talk was like in 1908, talking about the?
Yeah, it was Morse code. It was Morse code. That's how they communicated.
Dial us up. Call 8 right now. We'll see.
The switchboard operator. That's a great question. I don't know why I picked them.
That's a good one.
You thought I was going to say Hartford, didn't you?
No, I thought you'd go Edmonton Trappers, to be honest.
Or Expos.
Expos,
I should have just probably said Expos.
Yeah. Coming off that question, not on this list, do you think teams like the Colorado Avalanche and the Carolina Hurricanes should wear Quebec Nordiques and Hartford Whalers uniforms?
Not as often as they started doing it.
I agree.
I think when they played each other this year, and then they actually had Quebec and Hartford in the score bug, I was like, that's insulting to the fans in those cities.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. They left. You left. You can do whatever you want, but you left that behind. So glad we're in agreement.
All right, 5.
Number 5. Oh, similar. Not really similar. What's the most tortured fan base in North American sports?
Well, the Browns would be up there.
Counterpoint, the Browns have won a playoff game in the last 5 years.
Yeah, true.
No one remembers it, but they have won a playoff game.
They won in Pittsburgh, the Sunday nighter with no fans. I think the Sacramento Kings suck.
Ooh.
But I'm trying to think of teams who have been close and haven't won. I mean, I guess you could say the Oilers in some ways because they got out of the decade of darkness and now they're tantalizingly close, but haven't won it.
You know,
I mean, Leafs.
Yeah, they're up there. The decade of darkness was rough, but that still resulted in 4 first overall picks.
Sure.
You know, there are teams. This was a roundabout way for me to complain about the New York Jets.
Right. Okay.
Who are now going to go 15 years without a postseason appearance. 10 years.
It's been that long, eh?
15 years without a playoffs. 10 years since they've had a season above 500.
Oh, my.
And they have not drafted first overall in any of those seasons. And they play in a crappy stadium.
Right.
No one cares about them. And they had peak Patriots, then transitioned into Josh Allen being Superman.
Right.
And now apparently Drake May is the second coming of Tom Brady, and Mike Vrabel is the second coming of
Bill
Belichick.
That's a good pick. Yeah, I probably didn't do very well with that. Like, who would it be in baseball now? You can't say Cubs anymore.
No, I think about teams like the Cincinnati Reds. Haven't really had much. I know they had a playoff. I know they made the wild card this year. I think they made a division maybe about 10 or so years ago, but they're certainly up there. Colorado Rockies, I know they made a World Series back in 2007.
Yeah.
But also the Rockies have really hideous uniforms. And I think that adds to it. I went to a Mariners-Rockies game this year, and all I could focus on is how boring the Rockies uniforms are.
That's funny.
So they're up there too. There's some tortured ones.
Okay, give me 11 for Messier.
11 for Messier. Oh, this one's fun. Would you rather redo Star Wars episodes 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Or 7, 8, 9?
1, 2, 3. No, wait a minute.
You were confident firing off 1, 2, 3.
Because they're so bad.
They are, yeah. Well, they yada over a lot of stuff in those first 3.
But having said that, like 7 had such potential. Like to me, the first 45 minutes of The Force Awakens is peak Star Wars.
Yes.
And I had a buddy of a buddy once say to me, it was like, Reid, it's a cover song. And I was like, yeah, but I love that song. You know, like the throwbacks where it's sort of Tatooine and not really. And then they get in the Falcon and there's a little droid and there's good banter and they find Han. And then, you know, there's still redeeming qualities about 8 and 9, but it's like, where is this story going? Why is the Emperor the bad guy again? Maybe it's better to just write off the terrible ones. Okay, I'm going to change to 7, 8, and 9.
That's fair.
And just we can ignore 1, 2, and 3.
What's interesting about 7, 8, 9 is you're absolutely right about The Force Awakens. That first half of that movie was incredible.
Yes.
New director for episode 8. And then in episode 9, when J.J. Abrams came back, it really felt like he got annoyed someone was playing with his toys.
Yeah.
And he had to put everything back.
But he couldn't because he killed off Snoke and other stuff happened.
Yeah. So it was very, for as much as they like to think they had a plan, they probably didn't really have.
Maybe JJ had sort of one, but I think maybe he just made The Force Awakens and nobody had a plan.
Yeah.
Whereas Marvel had this 25 movie plan.
Again, I don't think that's as confident as they maybe think they are, because there are a couple things. There's been a lot of, these post-credit scenes and tags that have led nowhere.
Right.
A lot of them.
Okay, give me 9.
9. What has been the high point and the low point of Edmonton sports over the last 20 years?
20 years.
Yeah. So going back, let's say December 2005, high point, low point.
I mean, people are going to disagree with me, but the 2015 Esks were an awesome team.
They were.
And Riley was a complete stud.
Yes.
But most people would say the Oilers winning the draft lottery.
Yeah. I'm with you. The lottery was fine, but at the end, it was a guy picking a ping pong ball out of a machine. And you want to talk about how much of a wagon that team in 2015 was? What, they win 11 in a row?
10.
They lost Labor Day and then didn't lose again?
Didn't lose again.
Yeah. And dominating.
That was pretty
wins.
amazing.
And they were beating teams. They were running the ball. They were throwing the ball.
Yeah.
That was good. And then it was all over very, very quickly.
The low point, well, I mean, as much as the Oilers have had disappointments, 0-9 under Chris Jones and watching McAdoo leave Cornelius in at quarterback, that was pretty awful.
Yeah, there's been a lot of low points, but it seems to be like arrow pointing in the right direction for that team.
I hope so. Okay, this is fun. Give me one more dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. It's a good one. Oh yeah. What is your ideal movie theater seat and snack? Let's say Reid walks into a movie theater. It's completely empty.
Yeah.
Where are you sitting and what snack are you eating?
Little more than halfway up.
Yep.
Audience right.
Okay.
On the aisle. Bag of nibs.
Nibs, that's it?
Yeah.
No drink?
Well, as people know, I don't drink a lot of pop.
Yeah.
But maybe I treat myself to a Coke then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, when I go to a movie theater, first of all, theater etiquette.
These are great, by the way.
Thank you. Theater etiquette. I don't know if you've been to a movie theater recently. Theater etiquette is atrocious. Now, it is the hill I am comfortable dying on. People are on their phones way too much in movie theaters.
True.
People are talking way too much in movie theaters. I think the pandemic kind of killed that part of our brains that allowed us to sit in silence. So, like, worst experience I had in a movie theater this year, I went to see the new Mission Impossible on a Saturday afternoon, and you would swear we were watching it on someone's couch, the way people were talking.
Really?
It was awful.
That's sad.
So when I go to a movie, I have to go to the Thursday night because that's when all the hardcores go. Like when there's a new Marvel or Star Wars movie, I go Thursday and I see the same 90 people that I see once every 2 months because we all are quiet. They got to bump up that stay off your phone commercial to the start of the movie. Because right now it's before the credits.
Right.
Or before the previews,
before everything,
excuse me. They got to bump it up. Like it is atrocious.
Give me one more quick one.
If you weren't a broadcaster, what would your profession be?
I'd be a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah.
Why that just...
Because I like to argue and find finicky details.
You would fit right in. Would you be like a flashy lawyer, like Suits, or would you just be a boring one?
No, I'd probably be like like flamboyant.
Yeah? Wearing super flashy suits?
I'd always be objecting.
That's fair. Okay, I got one more for you here. What Marvel hero would be the best Saturday Night Live host?
What Marvel hero would be the best Saturday Night Live host? I am going to say Mary Jane Watson Parker because she's good looking and she's already an actress.
Well done. I did not think you were going to go there.
Oh, did you say hero or character?
Potato.
Okay.
That works. That's a really good one, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe we'll see it. All right.
Mark, this was remarkable that you came in. Let's do this again.
Well, I would love
This was a lot of fun. I know the audience loved to see you. And you're calling Bears and Pandas basketball.
Correct.
And the Pandas have a big weekend right when they get back in January.
You bet. January 6th, 7th, whatever the Friday, Saturday is. They are hosting the Saskatchewan Huskies, the two top teams in not just Canada West and all of U Sports. So it's going to be great.
And where can people find MCTV?
Anywhere you get your podcast. Apple, Spotify, Google. Just search MCTV Podcast. We're on X and Instagram at MCTV Podcast. And our favorite episode of the year is going to come out tomorrow. It's our year in review. So we go back and we talk about
is it on 6 on EST?
Believe it is.
Oh, no, we got our
there's a game tomorrow.
But it's through our website, too.
But it's going to be, it's one of our favorite ones of the year. We wrap up our favorite things of 2025. So it's going to be a good one. Thanks for having me, Reid. This was awesome. Thanks,
That is Marc Majeau, Oil Understood for GCL Diesel next.
Two guys and a goalie.
They have 7 defensemen from last time. Say Parayko or Harley are out, and Schaefer could be there for the experience, and he's going to be on the next Olympic team, and Bush can be there. If something happens to Makar, you slide Bush in.
I'm okay with it. No, I'm still kind of surprised he's even in that conversation now at this point, but I think the only reason that he would be if Makar gets hurt.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
From our Sentinel Storage family to yours, wishing you and those you love a wonderful holiday season. A new year filled with an abundance of great health, much laughter, successes that make you smile and delight, and to be surrounded by people and places that make you the happiest.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses. Because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
In Toronto, the Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savard. He served as a power play coach in Toronto, with the Leafs having the worst power play in the league this season at 13.3%. 4 games tonight in the NHL. Flyers and Canucks tussle. The Kraken and Ducks go toe-to-toe. The Kings and Blue Jackets drop the puck, while St. Louis hits the ice in Tampa to take on the Lightning. And out in Carolina, Seth Jarvis and Jacob Slavin are both week-to-week for the Hurricanes with upper body injuries. Meanwhile, the NFL has suspended DK Metcalf for 2 games without pay after he initiated a physical confrontation with a fan yesterday in Detroit. And for the Chiefs, they'll be leaving Arrowhead Stadium in 2031 with a new dome stadium to be built across the Kansas-Missouri state line to be ready for the start of the 2031 season. NFL action, the Niners and Colts kick off at 6:15, and in Lakers news, Luka Doncic is day-to-day with a left calf injury. He sustained the injury yesterday against the Clippers, leaving at halftime. 7 games in the association with one just about to get underway. It's the Hornets tipping off with the Cavaliers. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, that was a great visit from TSN 1260 alum Marc Majeau. He joined me live here in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Pizza Sunday back at the Canadian Brewhouse after 4 p.m. Grab an 8-inch 2-topping pizza for just $9.99. Wash it down with $6.99 doubles and $1 off Bud Light tankards. Yeah, Mark was great. Does the MCTV podcast with Corey Graham, which you can get through Edmonton Sports Talk as well. He was awesome, talking sports, talking some life, and talking a little bit of superheroes and comics and movies and stuff like that.
He was really picking your brain.
Is that the first time you met him?
I've met him a couple of times. Yeah,
he's been on the Hangout.
Yes,
he's been on this show a couple times over video.
Well, and that was his first time in the new studio as well. Right before the holidays, he was going through, and he's like, he hasn't been here before. So I almost thought, of course, he came in a little bit late, but he ran into a train, and I almost thought, hey, was he going to the old studio maybe?
No, it was just a train.
No.
Just a train, baby. You can text us 780-218-9999. Afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That is from 2 to 5 p.m. Oilers and Flames tomorrow. We're going to have Logan Gordon on the show in about 5 or 10 minutes. He covers the Flames for Sportsnet 960. Calgary, terrible early, quite frankly, and starting to come on. So 2 big games here for both the Oilers and the Flames. It's the Oil Understood, And as always, that is presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Good job, Coop.
That was amazing.
All right. Mentioned, the Oilers did not practice today, by the way. Morning skate tomorrow, game tomorrow night. A lot of talk about Connor Ingram. Great story for him in goal. First NHL appearance since February. He's been through some very tragic circumstances in his life. He's been through the NHL and the NHLPA Player Assistance Program, and he commented on just being in the NHL again.
There's a lot of days I didn't think it'd ever happen again. It's just the truth of it in this world. This is a competitive game there's 64 spots in the world to do this, so you don't take it for granted any day you're up here. It's a huge honor.
Well, and he played pretty well. I mentioned earlier there was a good cheer for him from the Rogers Place faithful when he made that first save. Oilers fans are knowledgeable. They care. They certainly wanted him to succeed, and he did. Yes, Vegas got within a goal. He shut the door after that. I thought he made some very strong saves. He also gave credit to his defenders in front of him and said, save percentage is a team stat as much as a goalie stat, but good for him for getting the victory. And he had some thoughts on being a hockey player, but also being a human being.
I've been through enough to know that the sun's coming up tomorrow. No matter what happens in this life, I got a wife and a family that loves me, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. You want to win hockey games, but there's a lot more to life than just hockey.
All right. Well, he took care of the hockey side of it yesterday. He had some interesting comments on the hockey side of it as well, saying that in some ways maybe it can be a little easier to be a goalie in the NHL versus the American League.
Yeah, I think it's easier. In this, what you think should happen does happen. I rely heavily on reading the game. I've never been a guy that was fast enough or quick enough to kind of react, so I had to be one step ahead. And this league, it's just easier to do that. Where you think the puck is going to go, 90% of the time it does. So it's just easier to kind of read and figure it out from there. But it's also a huge step. That's a lot faster than what I've used to for the last couple of months. So there's still a lot of work to be done.
All right. Well, yeah, great post-game interview, really good attitude, great story for him to come up quite quickly, with the injury to Tristan Jarry and jump in and get the victory in his first appearance as an Edmonton Oiler. Not sure who the Oilers are going to play tomorrow. I would guess it would be Calvin Pickard against the Calgary Flames, but I guess with the how Ingram played, you could make an argument for him to play that game as well. How are the Flames looking? They were pretty poor out of the gate. They were pretty poor for a while, but now, they're back in the mix. They're playing a little bit better. It seems to me that their goaltending has picked it up a little bit. We'll get that story from Logan Gordon, Sportsnet 960, when we get back.
One game underway in the NHL. About 6 minutes into the opening frame, the Lightning are up 1-0 over the Blues. Pontus Holmberg on the board with his fourth of the season. 3 other games to go in the NHL. At 5:30, the Canucks and Flyers clash before the Kraken and Ducks go at it, and the Blue Jackets meet the Kings. And in Toronto, the Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savard. He served as the team's power play coach, with Toronto holding the worst power play percentage in the league at 13.3%. Out in Carolina, Seth Jarvis and Jacob Slavin are both week-to-week for the Hurricanes with upper body injuries. Meanwhile, the NFL has suspended DK Metcalf for 2 games without pay for initiating a physical confrontation with a Lions fan yesterday in Detroit. On the court, there were 7 games in the association, 1 game underway. The Hornets and Cavs tied at 10 aside, just over 2.5 minutes into the frame there. And from Indianapolis, the Colts and 49ers play. Phillip Rivers starts for the Colts. Brock Purdy for San Fran. Kickoff for that one goes at 6:15. Logan Gordon from Sportsnet 960 checks in next to preview tomorrow's Battle of Alberta. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
December's festive featured wing flavors are here at the Canadian Brewhouse. It's festive cranberry versus Korean bulgogi in the ultimate flavor showdown. Try them anytime or just 67 cents every Wing Wednesday for a limited time. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
New Year's Eve, join River Cree Resort and Casino for a spectacular show like no other. Get ready for Material Girls, an amazing tribute to Lady Gaga, Adele, Shania Twain, Madonna, Blondie, Pink, and Cher, capturing all the elegance and essence of these mega stars in one unforgettable concert experience. Material Girls, December 31st in the venue. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
From the first time on skates to wearing a special jersey passed down through generations, Sentinel Storage is here for you. Store your sports gear and seasonal items to create space for all life's adventures. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of Hockey Canada and the World Juniors.
I appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. I believe that I can formally and officially announce that I am done my Christmas shopping. Now, my Christmas shopping list is not extensive, so I should clarify that. I'm not buying for multiple family members. I'm not buying for small children. I'm buying for 2 parents, my mother and father. I made it sound like having 2 parents is an unusual number that I need to clarify how many parents I have. I'm buying for my parents who always say, don't get us anything. And as I've gotten older, I understand why they say that. That they do not want things just for the sake of getting something. And I'm like that now too. Don't give me something just to give me something. Don't give me something that is going to sit on my shelf and will not be used. And, you know, my dad's, like I said to my dad, do you need any tools or stuff, you know, to work in the garden? And he's like, no, I don't. I have it all. And he's at the stage in his life where I believe him. He's not trying to deflect, and he actually needs something. He's like, no, it's good. So little things for my mom and dad. Yeah, he's trying to get in there, Coop. We're going to get our guest here in a second or two. So a few things for my parents, small and kind of more experience or activity-oriented things. A couple cousins I get little things for. And yeah, so I made sure I took care of that on the weekend because I didn't want to be running around tonight. Well, tomorrow, I mean, I got to work and then I go cover the Oilers game, so that'd be a write-off. And I certainly don't want to be running around on Christmas Eve buying stuff. Now, I always find it interesting because I have talked to people over the years who have said to me, Reid, I leave everything to Christmas Eve. I like doing it last minute. That mentality actually frightens me. I find that frightening that that's how someone would plan their life, to do their shopping last minute before Christmas Eve. Because it's a schmozzle. That's one of my favorite words. The roads are going to be a schmozzle. The malls or wherever you want to shop are going to be a schmozzle. It's just like a stressful ball of stress. It's like diving into a pool of stress. It's like it's like there's a giant Olympic-sized swimming pool full of stress, and you're willingly diving into it. by saving your shopping to Christmas Eve. Now, I don't know if maybe there are last-minute sales or maybe you have a plan. I don't know how you would have a plan to shop on Christmas Eve. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you'd have to deal with all that. And then, in my mind, you would run the risk of not getting something for somebody that you really wanted to get them. Is it sold out? Are you going to be at the mall in time to get it? So I don't leave things usually past the 21st or 22nd. And now I also benefit from not having a lot of people in my life to buy for, nor having a lot of people who would expect gifts or be disappointed if they... I mean, Christmas for me as I've gotten older is a little bit more about the time off, slowing down, spending time with family, having a nice meal or two, all that kind of stuff. So I'm proud to announce and officially announce my Christmas shopping is done. I don't buy for my colleagues either. Coob, did you buy for anybody?
I did not. The only thing I did was the charcuterie board that I had because, they're kind of making fun of me that, I won big on Play Alberta using our Screw It, Let's Do It NHL
you won
parlay.
$40,000?
Yeah, I won $50 million. Yeah. I won so much. I put him out of business.
So he bought a charcuterie board and the rest, it's all Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
It's all Bitcoin.
And Dogecoin, maybe. Yeah, but no, I didn't buy anybody anything. And it's not that I don't like the people that I work with. It's just sometimes if I feel the necessity to have to buy stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Jay got me this mug, the Def Leppard mug,
awesome.
but otherwise he wouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. And now if I buy something, one thing, I feel like I'd have to buy everybody something, and I'm not sure what
that's
everybody
the awkward thing, right?
would like, and
Do we all
don't
know
want to
each
buy them
other
a
well?
useless gift.
And there is a point with people in their lives, they might have that, right? Somebody might be like, "Oh, I'll get Reid a coffee maker." Well, I have a coffee maker. Don't get me another one. Just leave it alone. Just wish me Merry Christmas. Or I'd be more like, I have a couple cousins, though they're younger than me. They're 20, one's 20 and one's 23 years younger than me. But it's like, hey, we're just gonna go out for dinner a couple times a year. We'll use the money that we would have spent on gifts just to go out for dinner
and actually enjoy the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And make time to spend time with each other, as opposed to like, oh, great, I got you this knickknack that I didn't know if you wanted and you don't actually want, and it's going to sit in the closet and take up space for 30 years. Jasmine in the nasty chat. She's on the Hangout sometimes. I think she's on tomorrow. She says, not to brag, I'm all done and wrapped. Here's another question. Wrap or gift bags? I've become more of a gift bag guy over the year.
I can't wrap.
And my wrapping sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm willing that I'm just more like, hey, it's going to get torn off anyway. Put it in a bag. Save time. Away you go. All right. Oh, is this guy really coming on our show? This guy's fun to talk to. We're going to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. He's with Sportsnet 960 in Calgary. It's Logan Gordon checking in. Logan, it's Reid. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. Are you shopping? Are you in mid-shopping right now?
No shopping. Online shopping, gift bag, everything.
Oh, you're even an online guy, eh? You don't bother with the stores at all.
No, not a chance. Why? Why? You get everything online. You don't need to go into a store. I don't want to talk to people. No. No.
That's great.
That's 40 years ago. Who goes to malls? No.
That's awesome for a talk show host. Who wants to talk to people?
Not about clothes. Enough talking on my show.
Well, yeah, good point. I guess it's different than talking sports. Like, hey, do you have this in a medium? It's not the same as like, what's Huberto doing on that play? I do have another fun question for. We could do all fun questions. We had an off-topic topic today. It's presented by William Huff. Mall Santas. When you were a kid, would you visit the Mall Santa, or was it a point where you're like, this is dumb? I don't know if you have any young ones in your life, but like, do they go? What's your attitude about Mall Santas?
I was forced to go to Mall Santas, but when I was given the choice to go to Mall Santas, that was a no. I don't know if I'll ever endure making a child go to Mall Santas. I feel like that's no Mall Santas. Pass.
Yeah, I didn't go when I was a kid. I went once. I won't retell the whole story, but I was in a situation where I was isolated, just me, my parents, and the Santa, and he was like, do you want to come see Santa? And I was like, I guess. Like, I don't, but I will just because you asked, and it'd be rude for me to say no. I never lined up or was like, that's Santa. Wow, he was just at Southgate. Now he's at Kingsway. I better see him before he goes to West Ed.
Yeah, the illusion wears off, I don't know, right around 10, and then you're like, yeah, that's a guy. That's just a guy that does this for fun. He does it for fun and some small money.
When you're done, and if you got time, Google Sherwood Park Santa. There was a Santa who got fired for slapping a kid's hand away from pulling his beard. So that was my idea for that. All right. That's not why we're having you on the show. The Calgary Flames. So they kind of stunk out of the gate.
Yeah.
They kind of don't stink lately. Is that a fair summary of their season before we dive into deeper details?
I mean, yes. Yeah, I mean, like the start of the season was as bad as you could have asked. I mean, 2-8-2. They couldn't get a save. They couldn't get a goal. They switched their lines every 40 seconds. It was a disaster. And I think like most things in the NHL, Reid, the pendulum swings back to somewhere of a normalcy for the Calgary Flames. And, yeah, they've been on a good streak for the last 10, 12 games here. Has it fixed their season? I don't know that I'd go that far, but it's been better. It's some wins, for sure.
Well, I mean, they're not out of it, right? There's over half the season left. They're 5 points out of a playoff spot. I mean, to me, they're still in the mix. You mentioned they couldn't get a save early. Wolf, I think, is going to be an excellent goaltender. You know, he got the contract. He sort of seemed like the centerpiece there. And then you had Devin Cooley give us Devin Cooley's guide to life with that incredible quote a few weeks ago. What can you tell us about the goaltending?
Yeah, look, Dustin played so well last year, Reid, that I think everybody came into this year and was like, that's just a number one goaltender, and here's 60 games, and expect him to be in the Vezina conversation, and that's going to be great. But, you know, even last year, he didn't do that. He had Dan Vladar. They split the first half of the season almost before everyone went, okay, this is Wolf's gig, let him do the thing, and we'll move on from there. So this was his first full year as a starter, and they had no idea what the backup situation was going to be. They brought in Ivan Prosvetov. You might remember him from some quick stints in Phoenix or back in Colorado, and him and Cooley played who could be worse in preseason to make the decision just awful. I think Cooley honestly won the job because he was with the AHL team last year and they had some familiarity with him, but they didn't trust him. First games out of the season, back-to-back, they went to Dustin Wolf 3 or 4 nights to start a season with a back-to-back where everyone's sitting here going, we don't trust the backup, get rid of him. Find somebody else. If you can't play him on a back-to-back, it's time to move on. Turns out once they finally went to Cooley, he's played pretty well, maybe above average for a backup goaltender. And it's let Wolf find his stride again. It's let Wolf really ease into being the starter. And Dustin's a really competitive guy. I don't know that there was anybody in the Flames team that wore the early season losses more than Dustin did. And so he thought he had to go out there every night and post a shutout. And when that didn't happen, you know, everybody was frustrated. No one more than Dustin. And they couldn't get back on their feet. In November, Cooley was able to take almost a week straight of starts and let Wolf rest up. He worked on some things with the goaltending coaches, and now he's back to the guy that gives them a chance to win most nights.
All right. It is, though, an interesting situation. Like, I don't think the Flames are out of it. And I picked them to be a wild card team before the season because, they obviously – well, I mean, last year, weren't they only 5 points behind the Oilers? You know, it's not like they were a 70-point team last year. What's your sense, though, of how they might be weighing, the possibility of an Anderson trade? Like, what for management? When might they say, okay, this is the date, this is the point total, we got to consider that we're out of it, and we got to maybe trade some pieces?
I think the Rasmus Anderson situation is almost entirely separate from how the results look. I don't think even if they were to come around in the springtime and Rasmus was still on the team and they were in a playoff spot or challenging for a playoff spot, I don't think it would matter. They're two opposite sides going in different directions. Rasmus is aging out to 30 years old soon, and that's perfectly fine in the NHL if you're looking to contend or you're looking to compete. But this team's already got multiple 30-plus guys on the books right now, and they still haven't won anything. They can't add another guy, big salary, long-term, until he's 36, 37, as good as he's been. That just doesn't make sense for a team that, right now is still trying to figure out what their direction is. So come hell or high water, Rasmus Andersson's not going to be around. The results on the ice probably dictate more of what happens with a Condrey or a Coleman than it does an Andersson.
Okay. I got to ask you this too. I mean, you and I are very lucky is that a large part of our jobs are interacting with fans, like people who care, people who want to see the teams do well. When they started that poorly, how much did you hear, screw it, enough drafting 7th, 10th, 14th? This is the year we got to go after McKenna. And is that sentiment still there?
Yes, it's still there, and it's still loud, regardless of the wins. The start was so bad in Calgary that I think everybody around, observers, fans, everybody mixed in between, came to the understanding that, as great as Johnny Gaudreau was in his time in Calgary, he reached 100 points. That got them, a second-round loss to the Oilers? That's not winning anything. Last superstar you had past that was Jerome McGinley. You just don't get them in the draft where you mentioned 7 to 15 or 15 to 20. You just don't draft guys that can change a game like that. And if you had an opportunity for a season where a McKenna or a Sternberg or a Veerhoff or whoever you want to put in that category could come and change the outlook of the franchise, you would be silly to not be enticed by that. So even with the change around and the better results the last month or so for this team, there's still a very vocal group around the Flames that think that's not the way to go and that winning games is hurting them right now.
Yeah, which that's the interesting thing. I'm looking for. I love the schedule. I love this home and home right before and after Christmas, and then there's still another game in Calgary. I think right before the Olympic. Remember a couple of years ago they were done by Christmas.
Yes,
playing each other. So I like this. I'll give you a couple of my Oilers storylines for this one, and then you can give me your Flame-centric storylines for the home and home. One, can McDavid keep flying? Because if he keeps producing, these are going to be tough games for Calgary. Same with the power play. Having said that, the Oilers' goaltending is a big story because can Pickard and/or Ingram hold down the fort for a couple games against the provincial rivals? And I also think a storyline for me is as well as the Oilers have done in December. I mentioned McDavid. Like, where's a goal from a third or fourth line? I mean, I don't know how much you talk about Trent Frederic in Calgary. He's talked about every day here. Is he even going to play? Like, is a bottom six forward going to make an impact in these two very important games? So those are three storylines you can steal from me for your shows for Edmonton. What are you talking about for Flame storylines going into these two games?
I mean, for me, a big thing is if you look at the Flame schedule, you want to go back and look. One of the reasons they've had this turnaround, Reid, it hasn't been a murderer's row coming through Calgary or on the road lately. They haven't faced a ton of high-end teams. Seattle was here the other night. I mean, God, they need a first overall pick maybe worse than Calgary does. That's a boring hockey team. So they just haven't played a ton of high-quality opponents, and the Oilers present that opportunity, that challenge every single time. So they played well against Vegas on Saturday. Can they keep that momentum going? Will we see Dustin Wolf again in both games against Edmonton is something that's been talked about a lot here because Devin Cooley has played so well, and Wolf's numbers against Edmonton aren't exactly sterling. So we'll wait and see what that looks like. And then there's two young defenders on Calgary right now in Jan Kuznetsov and Hunter Brestevich. How do you handle some big-time moments, especially coming up this week on the road when Knoblauch's going to have the opportunity to throw 29 or 97 over the bench against those young guys? How are they going to be able to hold up is going to be a big storyline for Calgary.
Well, and tomorrow, with the break ahead, he can play those guys 26, 27 minutes if he wants to match up against those guys. So, yeah, I'm curious to see this. I mean, they had that crazy game with the Skinner gaff way back, it seems like several years ago now, back at the start of the season. So I hope these are competitive and intense games. Logan, always love having you on the show. Thanks for making time for me. I think I hear your doorbell. I think Amazon's dropping something off.
That might be pizza. That might be Alice Pizza.
It's the Alice. You still remember that I used to do that. That's incredible. Say hi to Pat as well, man. It's good seeing you.
See you, my man. Take care.
Logan Gordon checking in from Sportsnet 960 out of Calgary. So, yeah, interesting season for them. Like, again, awful early. They're making it interesting. Some of their fans might think we don't want it to be interesting. We want to get a lottery pick, maybe get McKenna or Veerhoff or somebody like that, and see if they can build from there. But, yeah, looking forward to this pre- and post-Christmas home and home in the Battle of Alberta. Of course, I'm coming to you from the Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. The Jays play of the day that Awank and I put together today. Mr. Milne is off today and tomorrow. It is Phillip Rivers on Monday Night Football for the Colts, under 175 yards passing and an interception, one or more. He was in that category against the Seahawks last weekend. We'll see if he's any better tonight. All right, into the final segment of the show. By the way, we need a dozen thumbs on YouTube to get to 100. No reason we can't get there. If you haven't clicked already, please get in there and click. Hold on, Coop. I got to play the song.
Click.
There
click.
it is.
Must you click? Please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
All right, so let's get to 100. If you've already clicked, then share the show link with somebody else. Encourage them to check out Word of the Day and give us a thumbs up as well. All right, here's a sports update with Coop.
One game underway in the NHL right now, nearing the end of the opening frame. It's 2-0 for the Lightning over the Blues. After that, the Kraken and Ducks go toe-to-toe. The Blue Jackets and Kings drop the puck while Vancouver hits the ice in Philly. The Canucks and Flyers just about to get underway. In Toronto, the Leafs have fired assistant coach Marc Savard. He joined the team last year when Craig Berube took over as the bench boss, and he served as the team's power play coach, with Toronto holding the worst power play in the NHL right now at 13.3%. NFL news, the Chiefs are building a brand new stadium across the Kansas-Missouri state line that is planned to be built by 2031. And following yesterday's altercation with a fan, Pittsburgh's DK Metcalf has been served a 2-game suspension by the NFL. Meanwhile, Buffalo's Josh Allen is day-to-day with a sore right foot, but is expected to play this weekend against the Eagles. And from Indianapolis, it's the Colts and 49ers playing. Phillip Rivers starts for the Colts. Brock Purdy for San Fran. Kickoff goes at 6:15. Out west, it's Luka Doncic day-to-day for the Lakers. He exited Saturday's game against the Clippers at halftime with a left calf injury. Tonight, there's 7 games in the association, 2 of which are underway. It's an early lead for the Celtics, 3-0 over the Pacers, while the Cavaliers are down 36-33 entering the second quarter. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.ca to book an appointment today. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're in the loop.
Firehouse Subs. Our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse
sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Counting down to Christmas. I got some great gifts. Well, who did? You, Coob,
yes.
Jay Milne, who's on here, and I. So Little Buckaroo design in New Sarepta, great partner of the show. So I'll hold these up on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, we got a gray long sleeve shirt with the Heath Ledger Joker holding a card that says the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That's pretty fun. But even more fun, that's a great shirt, but this is the cream of the crop. It is a Chet Palmer t-shirt, so it's a photo of a guy with a fedora wearing a suit, got the old-timey microphone he's speaking into, and he has EST Live on a little card in his hat. That's pretty amazing stuff from Little Buckaroo in New Sarepta. Love that. Very generous for those to be dropped off. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Home of the Tap 25 restaurant where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That is from 2 to 5 p.m. Oilers off today. They will play tomorrow against the Calgary Flames. Will Trent Frederic be in the lineup? Kris Knoblauch was asked about scratching him last night.
I believe Trent's going to come back in the lineup and be a big part of our team moving forward, whether that's next game or a week down the road or whatever it is. But I think it's really important that Trent has a reset, just can step away. And you see it a lot of times, whether it's a healthy scratch or you see it a lot of times in the playoffs where guys have underperformed during the regular season, but the first game of playoffs, it's a new season, and then they're fantastic. And I think it's just the fact that they can see the scoring, and everyone's got zeros across the board, and it's like a new season. So I think with Trent, and I'm not sure he comes in next game, but eventually he'll be back in the lineup, and it's just he just needs a little bit of a break, find his game, and come back, because I think he has a lot to offer this team.
Well, yeah. For some of you, I'm sure probably overdue that he was taken out of the lineup. I mean, his ice time was getting cut, finally removed from play. I mean, Coob, you asked me earlier, does seeing the game help him? Maybe, but I just wonder if he, like Knoblauch said, reset. Just does it help just to not play in a game where you feel like you're failing the entire game? I'm sure he's got to be carrying it. 2 goals. Like he was supposed to have 15. We're almost at the halfway point of the season. He's on pace for 4 or 5. And I think even when the team is doing well, he still knows he's not doing what he's supposed to do. And maybe you just need a break away from that feeling of failure all the time. I mean, it's got to be tough for him going to work.
Well, it's
some days.
always biting at you. And for a team to have so much confidence in you that they sign you for 8 years to lock you up, he wants to be here in Edmonton. And, he got the first look during the regular season when he came back fully healthy after the playoffs.
Which I don't think helped him. I know Hyman wasn't there, but I don't think that helped him.
Well, they wanted him to
up there right away. Putting him up there right away.
And that was some high stakes. It was like, okay, they want me to play like a Zach Hyman, to play at this high level. And he hasn't matched that, but he also hasn't matched what he's been before, like that 12 to 15 goal range.
So here's the thing. Max Jones plays. Doesn't play a lot.
Yep.
Playing about 8 minutes.
He plays hard.
But I've been noticing Max Jones, and I asked Knoblauch about that after the game.
Jones is a NHL player. He's fast, he's physical, and as long as he can stay to his identity, he's a huge asset to our team. And these handful of games, I think he's been top marks from what we want from him. Hudson got that goal the other night. That's a lot on his work, breaking up pucks, taking it to the net, leading to that goal. He's had a lot of those plays. So, like Max is helping our team, and we want him to continue playing like that.
So here's the thing. It's one thing to say Trent Frederic isn't playing well enough to be on the first or second line. Okay, maybe those were too lofty expectations. But now you have Max Jones, who, Knoblauch says he's an NHL player. He's probably a borderline NHL player coming in and doing what Frederic should be doing in a bottom six role. So it's one thing if Frederic can't outperform Zach Hyman or fill in for Zach Hyman. Maybe that's understandable. But I think there's extra frustration here where it's like he's getting beat out with a guy who's been in the AHL most of the season and probably would be in the AHL on a lot of rosters. So look, it's kind of too bad Frederic is an ongoing storyline because there are good things happening with this team. But when he's scratched, given everything that's happened in recent months, and you have, Max Jones and even Curtis Lazar being more noticeable than Trent Frederic, it's going to be a bit of a story once again. All right, let's wrap her up here. By the way, we need about, 8 thumbs to get to 100. What are we at? If you haven't clicked the thumbs up, please do it right away. We want to get to 100. Word of the day presented by Edmonton Public Library. They have their Edmonton Public Library Intellectual Freedom Campaign. EPL won't tell you what to read, just where to find it. Intellectual freedom is your right to read, watch, listen, and explore ideas without barriers. Learn more at intellectualfreedom.ca. All right, Koob, you're good. How did Jay do, by the way, when I was away? Or did Iwanek do it with him on Friday?
Yeah, they kind of did it together, and we only had time for one word. I think I gave him a 0.25 out of 2.
Poor. All right, so I have to beat 0.5 out of 4.
Yes.
I'm going to guarantee you we'll do that. We'll do 2 words. Let's go.
Nice. Okay. Phlegmatic is your first word of the day. Phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic. Phlegmatic.
Yes, that is
Phlegmatic.
correct.
It makes me think of phlegm, but I don't think it has anything to do with phlegm. I'm going to say someone who is difficult and confusing.
Oh. You're directionally correct, as Jay would say.
Directionally correct.
Very directionally correct.
Give me a sentence then. I'll sacrifice the half point.
Okay. The phlegmatic British character.
The phlegmatic British character.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
That's just the sentence that was on the dictionary website or whatever, Merriam-Webster's. The phlegmatic British character.
That's not even a full sentence. There's no verb.
I know, it's weird.
Okay, I'll just say someone who is someone who's a contrarian.
You know what? You know what? That sentence sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna give it to you. Having an unemotional, stolidly disposition and
I'm wrong. So it's more like a stoic. Okay, that's not necessarily difficult. So I don't get the definition.
Okay. What? You'll score yourself. I'm trying to be nice.
I nailed.
Okay?
No, I'm glad
you don't want
are.
me to give you the Christmas present. You don't want me to give you
Not for that one.
No.
I got the spelling. If I didn't get the spelling, maybe I would want a mercy quarter point, but that's fine. I got the spelling.
Don't take it. Okay. Loquacity. I think that's how you say it. Loquacity.
Loquacity.
Yes. There we go. Good work.
This is the ability to speak.
Oh my gosh. Yes. 2 out of 2 on that one.
Thank
there
you,
we go.
Hey.
Boom.
Hey. Not as dumb as I look.
Hey. I'm trying to remember if I can remember it. You can never look that dumb.
Well, no one
you
could
can
be,
never.
No one
nobody.
could be that dumb.
No one
Nobody
could be that dumb.
dumb. Yeah.
I'll get it one.
So 3 out of 4. A very confident 3 out of 4.
Yes.
For young Reid Wilkins.
You have.
Good job, Coop.
Yeah. The quality of talking a great deal.
Well, because to be loquacious,
definition.
like you're loquacious. You talk a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes when it's not needed.
Sometimes too much. Yeah. But that's okay. Zulu says best segment in all of EST is word of the day. Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we love doing it. So here's what's happening. Coop and I are going home right away.
No, I'm leaving.
We're going to take the rest of the day off. The live stream resumes at 6 a.m. on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and YouTube. And for the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, which tomorrow is at Wannock and Jameson, that's also on 95.7 Cruise FM. Reid Wilkins Show, 3 p.m. tomorrow. I got a guest co-host for the entire show. You've seen him before. Local guy, plays for the Montreal Alouettes. He's their center. Justin Lawrence is going to be on the show. He's booked his quarterback, Davis Alexander, to be on the show. We're going to tee up the Oilers and the Flames. Tom Gazzola will be on. We'll talk with Sean Bell about that and the World Juniors as well. So it's going to be a blast of a show going into Christmas. On behalf of the Coupe, I'm Reid. Take care.